What's going on, y'all? Dante's Boxing Nation, DBN Radio. What's going down, y'all? It's going down. We just warming up the mics. We about to go ahead and give shouts out like we always do before we get the show started. Shout out to my man, Coach Sheldon, CSM. What's good, family? Let's get it. My man, Junior the Truth. All right. What's going on, my man, Aaron? Giving shots out before we get the show started. We're going to talk about that Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios. Yes, sir. All right. What's going on, y'all? It's about to go down over here. DBN Radio, live. What's going on, Antonio? My man, Young Merv. All right. It's the fight night. What's good? Yeah, man, we about to get it in. Co-host Milton in the building.
What it do?
All right.
Chris Jackson, let's go. That's right, let's go.
Let's go.
Shane Moody.
Yeah, my man, what's that, Samet? What's going on, family? Tamir, what's going on, man? My man, Angel Santos. Shouts out to everybody getting it in. Coincidentals winning. My man, Kaz. Yeah, it's been a long journey, I'll tell you that. Getting these decals. My man said I'm getting these decals tonight. Shane Moody, all right?
Yeah.
All right. We about to get the show started in a minute, y'all. Just giving shots out like we always do.
Giving one out to Tamir Moore. What it do? What's up?
Mobile, Alabama. I didn't catch the name, but I'll catch the name in a minute. Yeah, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight, Milt.
Oh, yeah.
We got a whole lot to talk about tonight, man.
It was just as much outside the ring as we do inside the ring.
Okay. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. My man, Luca Brazzi. Luca, what's going on, fam?
Luca Brazzi from, oh, man, he ain't sleeping with the fishes. What's good, Luca?
Antonio. That's what it is, y'all. We about to get the show started in a minute, y'all. NY in the house. That's right. Was that Pilgrim? My man, Pilgrim Curtis.
NY.
All right. Yeah, y'all. We about to get it in. Thanks for everybody tuning in. It's time for us to go ahead and let it rip, y'all. We got a whole lot of stuff.
Mr. Pump say, oh, Danny trying to make a cherry pie.
He trying to make a cherry pie? Oh, man. Danny said, y'all going to give me Brandon Rios?
Brandon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, he was liking that, boy.
Yeah.
I know. He was like, man, this is my birthday or what? You going to give me Brandon Rios for real, for real?
Hey, he say, he never got the phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never got the call.
Indiana up in the building. What's going on, my man Orlando? All right. Cincinnati, God's Boxing Corner. What's good? San Diego, my man Daniel Hayes. All right. Yo, Dante, you see the vid of my female MMA prospect? I sent you I sent you on Facebook. Yeah, I didn't check it out, man. I'll check it out though, Coach Sheldon. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Renique 313. I wish. I'm hoping that Crawford Spencer's on the way.
Yeah. All right, y'all. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the show started right now. Baltimore in the building. Make it happen all day. Yeah. Cali, you know what it is.
Where my GA
Harbor, down the street from Long Beach. All right, Jamie. All right. Chi-Town. All right, Winston. Let's go ahead and get it started, y'all. Let's go ahead and get it started. What's going on, guys? This is your boy Dante with Dante's Boxing Nation. And let me tell you something right now. If you guys are looking for the best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkicking.com. That is ashkicking.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kicking fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kicking all-natural health and beauty products. Everything you need to create a comfortable home living environment and create a comfortable space for entertaining. The best incense burners in the world, home fragrance products, and health and beauty products. Go to ashkicking.com.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Hey yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey yo, you better listen to Dante, baby. Dante!
What's good?
What's good,
Another
Nation?
one. Dante's Boxing Nation Radio live, man. It's going down like it always does. Man, you already know what it is. I'm your host, Dante. Let me go and introduce my man over here, co-host. What's going on, Milt?
Not much, Dante. What's good, baby?
All right, man. We also got a special guest in the building, my man straight out the Bay. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to his channel. My man Town Business in the building. What's going on, Town?
Man, what's cracking, man?
That's what it is, man. Town, we got a whole lot to talk about, man.
For sure.
That's what it is, man. Hey, Milton, man, let's go ahead and get started. But first, before we get started, let me go ahead and, as always, give shouts out to ashkicking.com. Man, y'all go ahead and check that website out. They have some of the best products out. Go to ashkicking.com, okay? They sponsor and support Dante's Boxing Nation and the new media movement, all right, y'all? Also, let me go ahead and give shout out to I gotta give it to Abel Sanchez. I may not agree with everything he say, but you know, he gave me the shirt to rock, so I'm rocking it today, man. So good looking to Abel,
Most def.
you know, in the camp out there for
Most
you
def.
know, showing the love and blessing me with a cool little shirt, man. So anyway, man, let's go ahead and get it rocking, Milt.
Let's
get
man.
it rocking, and we'll go ahead and take some calls in a minute too, guys. All right. So I think we should start with this Wilder news, man.
Yeah, man.
Because it's been
crazy.
Man. It's been a whole lot of stuff going on with this Wilder news.
It really has, man. And I mean, it wasn't a lot of action in the ring, you know, this week, but you know, it's a
Do me, is that whose audio? Yeah, turn the audio down on there because it's kind of echoing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, it was a slow week in the ring, but outside the ring, man, it was on and popping.
All right, well, let me go ahead and get back to this Wilder situation. So basically, you guys already know by now, Ortiz, he failed the test. He had 2 banned substances in his blood pressure medication. And Wilder, you know, he's saying that he basically tried to mask it. You know, he using the blood pressure as an excuse. And, you know, he could have definitely, you know, revealed that to the VADA and the commission and everybody. And now just recently, Milt, Ortiz, he came back responding. He basically, now he's daring Deontay Wilder to take a bet. He said, I bet you I could pass a hair sample, which is, you know,
right.
Yeah, which is like the deepest type of test you could take.
It is.
He said, I bet you I could take a hair sample. And if I'm clean, then you give me your purse and vice versa.
Right.
So what's your thoughts on him saying that in the whole blood pressure situation, man?
Man, the whole situation is crazy. And the thing is, you know, when I first read about it, because it came from the first thing I saw was the tweet from WBC President Mauricio Suleiman. And Mr. Suleiman was saying that, you know, the fight was in jeopardy, and you know, it is confirmed that he has tested positive for banned substances. And so, you know, and then as I'm looking into it further, I think it's on his Instagram, Luis Ortiz, on his Instagram state, you know, that it was blood pressure medication. He showed what the medication was. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, hold on, wait a minute, man. You know, I take those blood pressure medications. It's the exact same ones that I take, hydrochlorothiazide and losartan. And you can take them separately. And when you take them separately, you know, if he was taking them separately and just had some HTCZ on the side, I'm like, that's really suspicious. But the thing is, when you take those 2 drugs in combination, that like he was taking, you don't take losartan unless you do have high blood pressure, because it can mess you up if you don't. If you take it and you don't have high blood pressure. The thing is, though, how is that not listed on his testing on his sheet? When you go in there, taking the drug test is going to ask you what prescription over the counter and supplements that you're taking, let me know right now so we can know up front. How is that not listed on the sheet?
And that's the biggest question. That's the biggest rhetorical question, right, Tal?
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing is, why wouldn't you reveal that? Why would you conceal it? Why would you lie? And why wouldn't you just come up and just tell them straight up, I have high blood pressure, so I'm taking this. Right. The fact that he didn't reveal it, that's what makes it suspicious.
It does make it very highly suspicious.
Yeah, because you could be taking all kind of, medical, prescriptions or something like that, for health issues or whatever,
right.
But you don't. But that's stuff that you could easily put down, just like Deontay Wilder said.
Right.
You could easily put that stuff down.
Easily.
So, Tal, what's your thoughts on this? And do you think the fight should still go on, Tal?
Well, I mean, Wilder, he says he still wants to fight. So, I mean, if he wants to fight, then let him fight. I mean, it's not going to have the value that it would have had because it was for a title. Mm-hmm. So basically, if he fights him, probably more than likely the title won't be on the line. And keep in mind, Ortiz has been popped before, so it's kind of hard to take what he says with a grain of sand. Anybody could say, well, I bet you this and I bet you that when you already been caught. Mm-hmm. So basically, all he had to do is just say, hey, look, I took this, I took that. It's going to show up if you test me. But he tried to hide it. And then not to mention he didn't show up for the press conference. It was just a lot of other suspicious stuff that went on behind it. So sort of, what I'm saying, the cloud of suspicion as far as Ortiz go, it's very high. Because like I said, you've been caught before. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of, you heard that song by Jay-Z, We Don't Believe You, you need more people. So,
right?
Absolutely.
And this is the thing, to expound on that point, if you've been caught before, how do you not do everything within your power to make sure that that everything that you do is above board, that you don't have any inclinations of impropriety, man, that you don't come off as being a cheat ever again. And then, you know what I mean? If you want to make sure you put down, I don't care if you're taking Bayer aspirin. I don't care what you're taking, man. If you put it in your body, it needs to be on the sheet. VADA needs to know about it. WBC needs to know about it. The opponent's camp needs to know about it. Whatever it is, because you want to make sure that you letting them know, hey, I'm clean. But but the thing is, the reason why I think the fight should go on, and I commend Deontay Wilder for saying that he'll still step in there with him and take this fight, because what that says is that, hey, this stops all of that talk about he doesn't have anybody on his resume, and a lot of people, I've heard quite a few people that were riding with King Kong on this fight too, because they're saying that his skills were far superior. To
it's
Deontay.
His skills versus Wilder's right hand. I mean, basically that's what it is.
And so it would behoove him to go ahead and see if he can get that scalp. If he can get that trophy, man, that would be huge for him, and that'll get a huge monkey off his back, which I think he could. But I mean, it's a toss-up fight. It's one of those what I call a 51-49 fight. I'm going 51% Deontay Wilder with the power, and because the thing is, everybody talk about his resume, but I mean, Luis Ortiz, his resume is not that stellar.
You know what?
He doesn't have any huge names on his resume either.
No, remember he knocked out Brian Jennings. That was
Brian Jennings. It was
impressive. That's what
that
they
was
said.
a real good win.
That was a good win, but I think that Deontay Wilder could knock out Brian Jennings. It's not like, but Brian Jennings ain't no world beater.
That's true.
But he was an undefeated. He was at the top. He did good against Vladimir Klitschko.
He did good against Klitschko in a loss.
That fight kind of reminds me a little bit of I'm talking about the Wilder versus Ortiz fight. It reminds me of Riddick Bowe versus the Cuban Gonzalez.
Oh, Gonzalez.
You remember the one that had that crazy ass ponytail shag, whatever he had.
Didn't they get in a fight
he stopped, and that dude had actually stopped Riddick Bowe in the Olympics. He stopped him in the Olympics.
That's right.
You thought, with that pedigree and everything, that he was going to just, beat Riddick Bowe easy, and Riddick Bowe ended up knocking him out. So I'm just saying it's kind of reminiscent of that fight.
I see what you're saying.
And we got my man Kirk Jackson on the line now. Kirk, you there? And we'll get back to the phone lines in a minute, guys. We'll take some calls if we could get these phone lines to act right now. We see people on the line right now, but for some reason I'm not hearing anything from through the phone lines. So anyway, man, let's go ahead. Everybody keep bringing up this Brandon Rios, this big Brandon Rios news. Hey, Tal, let's go ahead and start with you, man. So Brandon Rios is confirming that he will be fighting against Danny Garcia. We already know Errol Spence said, I'll give you a shot at the title. You know, I mean, what you think about this news, man? And
I mean, here we go again, man. It's man, this shit with Errol Spence has got to the point where it's just laughable. I'm telling you, it's like that scene from "I'ma Get You Sucker." Remember the brother that had the white woman and stuff, and then Keenan Ivory Wayans saying, "Brother, you down for a revolution? Or do you want to see change?" Yes. Now, brother, will you fight with me? Yes. No. Well, I mean, that's just like when they say, "Do you want to fight Errol Spence?" Yes. Well, I mean, that's what we've been seeing, and it's getting stupid now. Come on, man, Brandon Rios. Stand in front of you, human punching bag. Is pretty much with Brandon Rios. It's pretty much like having that bag that you set outside and you just hit it and it just stands there. Because Brandon Rios ain't gonna try to box you unless you stand in front of Brandon Rios. Then you pretty much can beat him. You can pretty much can outbox him. You can pretty much outpunch him. That's pretty much it. So I mean, once again, Danny Garcia, going to McDonald's getting the cherry pie. Because this is, I mean, for real. I mean, here we go again. But then this dude talked about that Terrence Crawford hasn't fought nobody. But you won't fight. You won't fight Terrence Crawford. Yeah. So I mean, here we go again.
Right. And on top of that, Brandon Rios, it's not like he came off of a big win or anything either. I mean, it would be
ain't like
different.
He fought in a while.
Yeah, he ain't fought in a while. I mean, it'd be different if he came off of some big win and pulled off an upset, had momentum or something, right? But that's not the case. And once again, I mean, with Danny, man, it's just real tough for him, man, because he contradicts himself so many times. When he didn't want to fight against Errol Spence, he said Errol wasn't ready for him. But then he fought the dude that Errol Spence had already knocked out. You know what I mean? Sam Vargas. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, man, if you're going to fight these type of opponents, man, you got to have some type of consistent, legitimate excuse. And it's hard to do that, or just come flat out and just say, look, man, I ain't trying to mess with that boy Errol Spence. Right. Or, I mean, that boy is a beast. We're going to have to work our way to that, or I ain't in no rush to get in there with Keith Thurman in a rematch.
We seem to hear that with everybody when it comes to Errol Spence. I mean, he like Candyman. If you say his name, they think he going to appear. And, I mean, for real, man, this shit is just getting ridiculous what's going on at 147.
He is really the Hollywood Cole.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? The thing is that's so ironic about it. Before Errol picked up his strap, Errol was begging anybody with a strap for an opportunity to fight. Yes, and they were like, nah, he ain't proved himself. He ain't there yet. He ain't on our level. Blase, blase, blah. Now the man has a strap, and he's offering fights to any of these cats that had straps or still got them. And now he can't get a fight with him. You get what I'm saying? It's like before he got the strap, nah, he ain't ready. Now he got the strap, now you can't hear from him. You know what I mean? Where is everybody? And for, I mean, this is not a good look if you ask me, man. I don't know what he's trying to get out of this fight. I don't know if he just want to get some work in. I mean, he could and just have a name on the resume. I mean, he could have. I mean, he did that with Ghost Guerrero. I mean, that was a easy walk to the title for him.
And Paulie Malignaggi and guys like that.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. If you can't make 140 anymore, man. 147 is just too tough for you. I mean, he's stuck. He really is. And he's one of those cats, man. I call them the tweeners. They're in between, weight classes. They can't get.
I don't know, but I think when he fought against Robert Guerrero, I mean, to me he looked comfortable at 147.
But it was Robert Guerrero, man. And then Ghost has had a lot of miles on him, man.
I mean,
at that time
he
was shot after. He was shot after Floyd got a hold of him. Floyd just ruined him.
I know. I tell you what fight I think ruined him was the cat that just fought.
We're going to take a call in a minute, guys. We got the phone line situated, but we'll take a call in a minute. But,
good. My man that just fought Cotto.
The Japanese guy?
Kamagai. Was it Kamagai?
Yeah.
Yeah. That fight was a damn near fight of the year candidate right there, man. Mm-hmm. And that was a tough fight for him, man. They banged it out, and he couldn't do anything with that guy. Luckily, he pulled that out, man. And then he had another war with and Thurman beat him pretty bad. I mean, that was a tough fight.
Yeah.
Ghost just had too many miles on him at that time.
Oh,
man.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm not trying to say.
And then what's his name just did to him, man?
The dude
Panterita,
from Texas, boy from Texas.
Yeah,
I'm forgetting his name. What's boy name? Town the one that just knocked out, caught him with all them damn uppercuts.
Retired him.
I can't remember homeboy's name.
we all drawing a blank.
No, but
right
you gotta remember this about Danny Garcia. I mean, even when he climbed his way up to 147, he still had a couple of suspect victories. Because I thought Lamont Peterson clearly won that fight, and I thought Herrera beat him too, and he got away with those fights.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
you was kind of wondering, okay, when you move up to 147, they got some semi monsters at 147. You see, he didn't respond when Sean Porter did that horrible Macho Man impersonation call. That was horrible. I mean, I wouldn't have fought him just for the impersonation, but I'm just saying. So a lot of people been calling Danny Garcia out, but he doesn't seem to answer when certain people call him out. Keep in mind, Kareem Mayfield said he tried to fight Danny Garcia, and Danny Garcia and his daddy told him no. So Danny Garcia got a history of kind of going around that tree and picking certain fruit.
Absolutely.
It is what it is, man.
Absolutely. Yep. Hey, so Kirk, okay, we got Kirk calling back. We got everything situated with the phone lines now. Hey, Kirk, man, what's going on, man? So did you hear the conversation we were talking about the Wilder situation and now Danny Garcia fighting against Brandon Rios next?
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear none of that.
Oh, yeah. So Brandon Rios just confirmed that he'll be fighting against Danny Garcia next. But go ahead and give me your thoughts real quick on that, and then we'll take a call from one of the callers, man.
That's a good, safe fight for Danny Garcia. Brandon Rios, he's a name. He comes forward. He's a slow fighter, pressure fighter. He's strong, but, I mean, it's a good style for Danny Garcia to look good against.
No doubt about it. Well, it's definitely a name. I mean, it's a name. My thing is, I just wonder, and once again, I'm going to take a call right now, but I just wonder, it does seem like Danny's in a tough situation because it don't seem like he's not in a hurry to fight Errol Spence. He just lost to Keith Thurman. So it's like, where does he go?
Where do you go?
You know what I mean? Where do you go? Do you just keep fighting anybody, just paying the bills or whatever? You know what I mean?
If he could
just keep fighting for checks, basically,
if he could make the weight, if he could get that back down to 140, but I think 140 was kind of draining him, and I think it was kind of killing him.
Oh yeah, he can't get back. He
can't get back to 140, and then he can't compete at 147.
He would have done it already.
He would have, yeah.
Yeah, he would have done it already.
He can't. I mean, he's in a tough spot, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, them comments are coming in.
Yeah, comments are coming in super quick. All right, let's go ahead and take a call real quick. Let me go ahead and take a call. So we have 619. What's going on? What's your name and where you calling from, man?
What's up, Dante? My name is Roger here, calling from San Diego. What's up, man?
All right, San Diego. What's good, man? What's on your mind?
Good. I just had a quick question. Do you think Lubin is a little too soon?
Do I think Charlo is too soon for him?
No.
Taking that fight? You said Lubin.
Yeah.
Erickson Lubin. Yeah. I mean, well, my thing is when I see a person's confidence and they're that confident to take a step up in competition like that, I mean, we've seen it before. I mean, it reminds me a lot of when Mayweather stepped up to fight Gennaro Hernandez. He had 17 fights. HBO said he was out of his mind. They said, look at the arrogance of Team Mayweather to take this fight this soon. And then after he beat Gennaro, they even said it was too soon for him to take Angel Manfredi because he was the number one contender. Yeah. And they just talked about how cocky, and he wasn't ready. So, I mean, to answer your question, I don't think it's too soon when it comes to a talent like Erickson Lubin. I mean, he looks extremely confident, and I'm going to keep saying it. I've been saying it for the longest. I think he looks like the closest fighter to Errol Spence, so, I mean, is it too soon?
But if you had to bet.
If I had to bet on the fight?
Yeah.
I can't say too much about that right now, man, because I'm working right now, man, so I can't say too much about it. Man. But I'll let them talk. Milton and Town, they'll give you a prediction, man, for sure.
Well, no, what it is, man, I think it's a little bit too soon. And I understand where you're coming from. Of course, there's two sides of the coin.
If he wins,
if he wins, then I mean, hey,
it wasn't too soon if he wins. Obviously.
But this the thing, though. It's nothing but tough fight. After you get the strap, you can't hide with the strap. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's nothing but tough fights to come after that. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, the young man, I don't like to call him a kid, but the young man is 21 years old. you know, I mean, I hate seeing young fighters thrown into that situation until.
But he didn't get thrown though. He chose this.
But the thing
this
is, how many
path,
fights
though.
he got? What is he at? Is he at 20 fights, right around 20?
Yeah,
between 19 and 21 fights. I cannot recall right off the top of my head. But I'd like to see him get about 24, 25 fights in before they go in and start fighting for the title.
I personally think every fighter is different.
Every fighter is different. And it is true. But
everyone's different. Like, if you look at Wilfred Benitez, I think he had his first championship fight at 17.
17.
Trinidad too against Maurice Hooker.
Even Tank Davis.
I think he was 15. Wasn't Trinidad 15?
He was 15.
Yeah. He was fighting a world-class champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
and Fernando Vargas, he was when he was getting his title shots too.
But Fernando Vargas kind of proves my point, though. I'm sorry, Kirk, but the situation with Fernando, I think they brought him along too fast.
I don't think so.
I think it was, man.
I think Trinidad just had a style that you know, it was very difficult.
It was difficult, but I think, man, if he had I think that if they could have taken him a little bit slower, I don't know. I think they're taking Tank a little bit too fast. I see a lot of these young fighters, man. I don't see Lubin with the same personality as Tank, being flamboyant and out there. He just seems to be hungry for the fight. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Tank isn't, but I think there are certain distractors that are out there for distractions that are out there for Tank right now, and I think he just needs to focus on boxing.
Go ahead and make this quick comment, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think Tank is that special. I see him as a very beatable guy. I don't know what you guys.
Who do you see? Who do you see beating him? What list of fighters do you have beating him, in your opinion?
Well, I could easily see Lomachenko beating him. I can see Rigondeaux beating him.
You talking about pound for pound top 3, top 5 fighters though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about other prospects. Yeah. I'm talking about other prospects on his level.
Oh, okay. I'm just talking about all around the board. You know, like I'm saying all around the board. Basically.
Who all holding straps right there at 130?
At 130, I mean, you have Lomachenko. You have Lomachenko. That's the only person.
Is Selby?
What's the dude name? What's the dude name? Corrales? Is it Corrales that Golden Boy had?
Jezreel.
Yeah, that was another champion over there.
He's getting ready to come. His fight. He got a fight coming up.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if we talk about outside of course, top pound for pound fighters,
right?
I would see Gervonta beating the other guys though, like
the
other champions. Orlando Salido. I mean, you would pick him over Orlando Salido, right? Or no?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, so I would pick. I don't think he's ready for Lomachenko. I don't.
No, he's not ready for that one.
Or Rigo. I agree with you on that.
Right.
But I mean, when it comes, if we comparing him to other talent, at that stage in his career,
right?
I don't really see anybody,
I just
as special as him, like another type of young lion coming up,
What about Leo Santa Cruz? What do you think of that?
Well, let me ask you first before I ask. Who you think will win that fight? Gervonta? Are you saying Gervonta versus Leo Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you first. I want to get your answer. Who do you think will win that fight?
I don't. I mean, that's a hard one. I mean,
you think that's a hard one?
Gervonta's fast, good. I think it is. I think Santa Cruz is pretty smart when he wants to be against Frampton.
Oh no, he's
rematch. He uses jab a little more. Gave him more difficulty.
I think it's a tough one too,
But I mean, if I really did have to bet on it,
go ahead.
Probably Tank.
Well, I would agree with you. I mean, my thing is,
I won't say that's an easy fight for him, man.
Well, I didn't say it would be easy, but any fighter who lacks defense, that's when you're going to see the best Tank because he's so accurate. He's so So I mean, now if it was someone once again, look at the contrast. You look at Lomachenko or Rigo. Those are going to be guys you're going to have to figure out. You're going to have to find ways to land punches. But Leo, you can hit him, though.
I saw a couple of wrinkles added to his game in that last Frampton fight, though.
In the last Frampton
fight, he showed me something a lot more skill than I thought he had.
Well, he has skill. I mean, he outboxed Mares. He has, he's tall.
Yeah, he outboxed Abner too. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think his kind of style is a little tailor made for like a Gervonta though. I think it's kind of tailor made.
I don't know, man. Them hands are fast too.
Whose hands?
Santa Cruz. I think he got fast hands.
Not compared to Gervonta's hand.
Both of them. I think their speed is on par.
What you think about that, Leo Santa Cruz versus?
I think you underestimate Leo, man.
I'm underestimating him.
I think you might be underestimating him a
I
little bit.
mean,
Nah.
Listen, man.
Nah.
If that's the case, everybody's underestimating him. Because
and I'm not saying that Tank can't beat him.
But
don't get me wrong on that. But I'm just saying I think it's a tougher fight. Than
if we all picking Tank,
think it is.
If we all picking Tank, then it's
I would go with Tank just based off his
Leo
power.
Santa Cruz have enough power to make Tank respect him?
And that's a good question too. Does he have enough power to make Tank respect him?
I think if they was to fight right now, I would pick Tank to probably stop him in the later round. I think Leo Santa Cruz would have his moments. I think he would pop him. I think he would actually seriously hurt him, but I think Tank would make the adjustments, and I think he would walk Leo Santa Cruz down, and I think he would stop him. I think he would drop him a couple of times, and then I'll see him stopping him in the 9th round. I mean, it's fuck. It would be competitive it would be a competitive fight for the first 4 or 5 rounds, but then I think Tank would pull away in the later rounds, and I think his power would overwhelm Santa Cruz, and I think he would get him out of there via late stoppage.
What weight is Oscar Valdez?
126.
He's at 126.
Yeah, 126.
He's at 126.
Yeah.
What about that right there? What about Oscar Valdez?
Oh, I would love that fight.
You know what? But I'm starting. But
I think Tank beats Valdez easier.
I agree. After watching Valdez's last 2 performances against Mariaga and the Filipino Genesis.
It
looks like all of a sudden Oscar, he's not looking the same anymore.
No.
I mean, before he was moving in and out. He wasn't getting caught. He was landing beautiful counter combinations, knocking people out. All of a sudden, it's like we starting to kind of see the tread come off the tires a little bit,
just a little bit.
I think you can't get hit. Once again, you can't get hit like that. And I agree with you. I think Valdez right now, that would be an easier type fight for Gervonta than a Leo Santa Cruz. I do agree with you guys that Leo, that would be a durable opponent,
right?
And it would be a competitive fight.
You don't see any chances of him beating Tank? Absolutely none.
You saying Valdez?
No, Santa Cruz.
No, and you picked Gervonta too over him, though, right?
I see a chance of him beating him. There is a chance. I give him a chance. I give him a chance.
Santa Cruz would have to fight perfect defense. He would have to be flawless on defense to win. And I done seen Santa Cruz get racked a couple of times in the face, but he did improve in his rematch, but not enough to where you say, "Oh man, this dude is stellar on defense." But he did make some adjustments in the second fight. But like I said with Tank Davis, I still see Tank Davis overwhelming him and getting him out of there. And
let me clear up what I just said right now. In any fight, I mean, Brandon Rios has a chance.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it comes to, if we talking about having a chance,
right?
Buster Douglas had a chance, against Mike Tyson. He was a 40-1 underdog. He had a chance.
We're gonna have a deeper discussion on that fight one of these days, man. Because
what about Robert Easter?
Against who? Against Gervonta?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one right there.
Speaking of that,
make that happen.
Speaking of that, from what I'm understanding, there are talks going on right now with Mikey.
Mikey and who? Not Robert.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad you just brought that. You just mentioned that. You heard of some kind of reporter? Or?
Yeah, I heard reporting on that, and I'll try and find it on the phone before we go.
Oh wow, that's
where
big.
I got it. But there was something else that was in the way, and it looks like it's moving out of the way for the Cotto fight. It's contingent upon the Cotto fight, and if the Cotto fight is not going to happen, they're looking at unifying.
They're looking. So Robert Easter might be the backup plan if they don't get Cotto.
If they don't get Cotto.
That would be huge.
Because
Mikey Garcia and Robert Easter, they the 2 best lightweights.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked Mikey Garcia who was the best outside of himself. He said Robert Easter, and so that already tells you that they're the 2 best.
Hopefully they don't get Cotto.
Yeah, I mean
I agree with you on that. I agree because I'd rather see that.
I've been hearing Cotto David Lemieux is in serious.
I'm hearing that too.
I hear that's in serious talks.
That's one of the things that may make
sounds
the
like
Cotto fall
would
through.
That sounds like something Cotto would rather. Well, I don't know what's in Cotto's mind, but maybe he'll be more willing to take that fight. Maybe, I don't know. But Mikey Garcia will seem to be bigger though.
Right, but see, that's one of the things that may make the Cotto fight fall through is if Cotto gets Lemieux. If I'm reading the tea leaves correctly.
Yeah, because you are asking Mikey Garcia to go up like 3 weight classes for Cotto. That's asking a lot.
Yeah, but he be. I mean, he's willing to go up there though.
It's looking like he's looking for big money fights right now.
Mikey want to keep Thurman too, which I thought that would be a competitive fight though. You know what I mean? So
and remember,
do you guys believe that maybe Mikey might be scared of Crawford? I mean, I'm not assuming. I'm just asking.
No, I don't think so. But I think that I did see it was a quote from it was a quote from Bud Crawford saying that if he fights Mikey got to come to 147 because I think Bud is finished with 140.
So I remember you or somebody told me that, but he actually said that. Crawford actually said that.
I got to verify.
Because I didn't see.
He said it on. He said it on Boxing Scene.
He did say.
I think it did. Yeah.
He said it on Boxing Scene.
I remember reading that.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it somewhere.
For that fight to happen at 147, it's going to take a lot of zeros, but I think it's a makeable fight. I think it will happen. It's just one of them fights. How many zeros you add to the check?
Right.
Yeah. So absolutely. Hey, bro. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man. But thanks for keeping the conversation going strong, man.
Good conversation.
That's what it is, man. I like that, man. All right, call in anytime, brother. All right. That was good stuff. Repping that San Diego.
Since we put it out there, man, Mikey and Robert Easter, who you got?
That's a tough man. Damn. Oh, Mikey and Robert Easter. Woo. That's a tough one. That's a tough one right there, man.
And, they've been trying to, at a couple of Facebook pages that I've seen, there's some people trying to put it as kind of revenge for Ohio.
And that's what I asked. I asked. Right after the fight, we covered that fight, and right after the fight, I was interviewing Adrian Broner. Right after I finished interviewing Broner, I said right in front of Broner, I was like, so do you want to avenge Broner's loss? and Robert was like, no, I wouldn't really call it like, revenge or nothing like that.
Okay.
But if I'm forced to bet, I would lean towards Robert Easter. I would lean towards Robert Easter.
Wow.
And I'll say, when you watch the Broner fight, I thought there were times when Broner was letting his hands go.
Right.
It wasn't so much of the case, and just like Abel Sanchez said, a lot of people, it wasn't so much of the case of Broner throwing punches and couldn't hit him and getting frustrated. When he let his hands go, he was effective.
Yeah.
It was just, for whatever reason, Broner, he was intimidated some kind of way. Psychologically,
Psychologically, he's not there, man. Mentally, I see it being more of a mental issue with AB than anything else, man. The skill, I think, is there. He's just they had no confidence. And a fighter without confidence, man, let me tell you, man, if your confidence has been shaken, it's kind of hard for you to get out there, man, and take a chance or take a risk.
Absolutely.
You don't take that chance going to the body. Yeah. You don't try to counter. And you saw what you get. That's exactly what happened.
And once again, I got to reiterate, Mikey Garcia, he sees something in Robert because Terry Flanagan, who's a real good fighter at lightweight too, another champion, when he did an interview and he put all the champions in order of who he thought was the best. Mm-hmm. The first fighter he said was Mikey Garcia. He said Mikey Garcia is the best, right? And he actually kind of had Robert Easter close to the bottom, right? But then when I asked Mikey Garcia who the best was, he said Robert Easter was the best. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So clearly, Mikey Garcia, he sees that guy has a lot of skill and talent. I mean, and he even said it. He said with his height, his athleticism, his height, and all of that kind of stuff, he said, yeah, I can see him, posing, a tough fight. That's what Mikey Garcia himself said.
Game, peep, game.
Oh, yeah, game, skill, recognized skill, game, recognized game, no doubt about it. And dude's name was Omar Figueroa. Thanks.
Thank you.
Somebody in the comments.
And that's one of my favorite fighters, too, man. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Repping that Texas. It be like that sometimes. Yeah. All of us will forget a name, when we try to think about it,
But, hey, we got the best fans in the world, so, hey, that's what's up.
That's what it is, man.
Appreciate you.
So, yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to go and take another call, but before we do, let's jump on this Golovkin. I want to talk about this Golovkin Canelo the pay-per-view numbers, and I also want to talk about what Chavez had to say. Chavez, okay, forget it. I'll mix it all together. But Chavez, he basically said, that didn't look like the same Golovkin in there against Canelo. He said, where was the Mexican style? He said, no. He said, I didn't see the same power. I didn't see the same speed. And then he said that, and this is kind of funny to me because he said, I guess he was asked was that considered Mexican style what Canelo did. And he said, yeah, that was Mexican style. He said every once in a while he stood there to fight, and then he moved around. Well, hell, if that's Mexican style, what's not Mexican style? You know what I mean? What's not Mexican style?
Hey, it's evolved.
Golovkin done forced a lot of people to confuse the situation, and contradict themselves. You got to blame it on Golovkin. Town, first of all, going back to the pay-per-view numbers. First, there were reports that it was close to 1 million. Then there were reports just recently it was around 1.3. What's your thoughts on these numbers, and what are the numbers, man?
Me, myself, like I said before.
In your humble opinion.
Everybody know Oscar got a history of running his big fucking mouth. If this fight was successful as they said it was, then he would have been the first one to start tweeting about the number. This motherfucker, we ain't heard from this dude yet as of what the official numbers was. First it was 2, then it went to 1.3. Now it's around 1 million. I think this fight did roughly around between 850 and 900,000, which is fine. But don't sit up there and say, because keep in mind, Oscar said, this fight is going to do 3 million pay-per-views, and I was thinking to myself, bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
So at the end of the day, Oscar, whatever the numbers is, Oscar don't really want us to know. He's just throwing shit out there. I don't think we gonna have the real numbers ever, just like we never really had the official Amir Khan Canelo numbers. Remember that fight started at 600,000, and HBO said out of their own mouth, it didn't do nowhere near 600,000. Then all these Amir Khan fans talking about, it did better than Floyd's first pay-per-view. No, it didn't. Mm-hmm. So to me, I think it did under 1 million. I just think Oscar don't want nobody to know, because once again, if the real numbers ever comes out, once again, he loses to 50-0. So this was all about. This dude shitted on the fight with Conor McGregor. If he had spent more time promoting that fight, and if he had asked Floyd to help him promote the fight that was coming afterward, maybe it would have been successful. But he spent so much time telling us to boycott the fight like anybody gives a damn what he think. I'm not going to listen to a coke-sniffing cross-dresser. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, dude, nobody ain't thinking about your opinion. So, basically, he did this to himself. And keep in mind, that's why Floyd put the fight 3 weeks ahead, because keep in mind, you out of $100. Most of us got $400 cable bills anyway. So can you imagine forking out another $80 and your cable bill is already like $200?
Yeah, I know.
So actually, the joke was on Oscar. Yeah. So pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and I can tell you that did. I think that had a significant impact on the number. Or you just went in the same month. Your cable bill already $250 a month. In the same month, you gonna throw another $180 on your cable bill. It might have had it might have been a little significant. Not that much though, because once again, Canelo. If Mayweather, if we know if Mayweather would have fought Golovkin, we know what the numbers would have been. That's like 4 million buys. Easy at a minimum.
But that's because it's Floyd.
Yeah, I know.
But that's my whole point. I'm drawing the dichotomy right now. Yeah, that's the whole point right there. So the thing is, and see, this is what people don't realize. When you bash Floyd, and this is why it's so relevant for us to talk about these pay-per-view numbers, because they've been telling us for years, don't nobody want to watch boring ass Floyd. That's why the hypocrisy is so through the roof, because y'all said for years and years nobody wants to watch Floyd, but yet everyone watches Floyd, and then the guy that you say everyone should be watching everybody is not watching.
Right.
So, but let's go ahead and take another call real quick. And I know we got a lot of stuff.
And Floyd,
we ain't even talked about everything.
Floyd hadn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, and Floyd he fought in 2 years.
You got to remember this, man. Nobody wants to see black fighters on pay-per-view,
Yeah.
Nobody
According to Freddie Roach.
Yeah, nobody.
Freddie Roach said they don't want to see black. I mean, but that's the whole point, though. It's always the opposite of reality.
I know.
You know what I mean? But the numbers never lie. And like I always tell y'all, man, the truth will always break free. You could throw the truth in the cell and lock away and throw away the key, and that truth will always break free. Let's go ahead and take another call, man. Let's go ahead and take another call, and I'm gonna take a peek at the comment section in a minute too, guys. I see y'all just flooding the comment section talking about all kind of stuff.
It's blazing.
Yeah, let me go ahead and take a call though real quick. We got 281. What's going on, man? What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello? Yeah, he said, man, I've been on hold. Let me put this damn phone down.
Hey, he got the baby. It sounds like he got the baby with him.
He had to go get the baby or something. Yeah, anyway, let's go ahead. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
What's going on, man? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
I'm calling from Houston.
All
I
right.
ain't wrong.
right.
What's going on? He sound like your boy Prince, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, man. I was just listening to y'all, and I ain't even think y'all was gonna click on. I was just listening, but
that's what's up.
The last caller from San Diego, he was talking about Lubin and
Charlo.
And Charlo.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to speak up on that. Because I'm from Houston, I'm riding for Charlo in this fight. But
No
I
doubt.
just think Lubin throw too many loopy punches. Like he not as technical as Charlo. Because most fights in the beginning, Charlo was always fighting technical, and I think he been trying to build up some knockouts, to get like on the level of his brother lately. But I think he can outbox Lubin, period.
Very possible.
I'd
Very
say it's
possible, Milt.
you know what? And I've been thinking about it over the week too, man, because I picked Lubin last weekend, and I'm thinking about it now. Hey, who was with him when he fought? Is it John Jackson?
When who fought?
Jamel Charlo. Who was in his corner? Was it Shields in his corner, or was
Shields.
James?
Before it was Shields.
Yeah, before Shields, and now he's working with.
Now he's working with James.
With James. And this is no knock on Shields. Shields
Which is Errol Spence trainer.
Yeah,
too.
I know. Shields is a damn good trainer. But I have seen some evolution, man, from when Jamal has been working with him, what he's doing with Errol Spence, and I've seen an evolution in Jamel. In Jamel's last fight, it wasn't I don't think it was a real tough fight. He knocked my man out, fifth round, I think it was?
Yeah,
and I can't think of his name right
What's
now.
his name, Town?
Yeah, y'all know in the comment section.
You know his man. You should know his name. My man from Houston. What's his name? His local rival.
Hadley.
Charles Hadley. Charles Hadley.
I saw some things that he was doing in that fight, man, that he definitely was not doing in that Jackson fight. In the Jackson fight, he looked timid until Shields kind of pressed him to go out there, man, and take this fight. And I think it was round 8? Because up until that point, I would say that Jackson was probably winning the fight on points.
Yeah,
he was giving him a lot of movement.
That's the fight a lot of people keep looking at is that Jackson fight.
I saw some improvements in him in the Hatley fight. Just in that Hatley fight alone, I could tell the difference.
Joke, man.
I could tell the difference in that he had been working with someone else. You could see it, just little idiosyncrasies, man. Nothing major, and the power and in the way he delivered the right hand was completely different. And not until he had to step on the gas on Jackson, man, did he really go ahead and press the issue. Did he get him out of there? But I don't know if he's giving him. I don't know if James is giving him confidence. If he's giving him giving him confidence to go ahead and throw the shots when they're open. But he was not doing that when he took that title.
On top of it, I think he's getting inspired and motivated by his own brother too.
That's true.
You see Jamal knock out Julian Williams, and now Jamel's in the exact same situation.
Yeah, he
fighting
is
against a young, hungry lion.
That's another thing.
It's the same situation. So I think we're gonna see the best. We're gonna see the best Jamel, no doubt about it.
Right.
We're gonna see the best Jamel in this fight.
Go
ahead, Kurt.
You remarked on how Lubin you remarked on how Lubin reminds you of Errol Spence, and guess who he's training? Guess who he's sparring with?
Right.
Jamel.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I just heard about that.
Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Steel sharpens steel.
Yep. And so, but you just talked about who Jamel is sparring with. I got a text. Right. I got a text. Hold on, let me see. Because Lubin, he's sparring with somebody too. Here, let me see what my man Lubin's manager. He said Lubin is sparring. Who is he sparring with? You know, I'll look it up. But
with Lubin,
go ahead.
With Lubin, this is the thing though. You know, this is his biggest test. He's not. I don't think he's been tested like quite like Jamel has. Even though I picked him, man, it is because I had to pick one. I don't know. I may flip.
You may flip on this one?
I may flip on this one, man. I may flip on this one, and I think I may go ahead and go with Charlo.
And really let Lubin know and let his experience take over from the beginning to try and, mess with Lubin's mind state, because this is his first really big fight, at the highest level. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be important for Jamel to use his experience, to his advantage and press on him early to create that doubt in Lubin's mind.
Guess who Lubin is sparring with?
Who was that?
He's sparring with Danny Jacobs.
What?
Yeah,
stop it.
He's sparring with Danny Jacobs.
Are you serious?
That's what his manager just told me.
Let me speak on that too.
He said he's about to spar with Danny Jacobs.
Yeah. Let me speak on Lubin right quick, man.
He's getting the sparring with Danny Jacobs this week.
Okay, man. I've been watching Lubin, man.
That will be his Errol Spence type work. I just wanted to put that in there. Well, go ahead.
But Dante, real talk, man. I see something kind of special in Lubin, man.
It just seems too, man.
For some reason, man, I don't like to do predictions, but I'm leaning towards Lubin winning this fight, man. And not only winning it in spectacular fashion.
Get in the mic. Make sure they hear.
I see something special in Lubin. I don't like to make predictions, but I could see him winning this fight in spectacular fashion. And It always that fighter that comes out of nowhere and he wins a fight spectacularly. I'm talking about he come out of nowhere
that you don't expect.
Yeah, and he just like flatline a dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls this fight off. Now I'm not saying Charlo can't do it, because Charlo can box his ass off. He ain't really what you call a knockout artist like his brother, even though he's been getting fools out of there. But don't be surprised if Lubin pulls this off. This is truly a 50-50 fight. Even though, like you said, Milton, you haven't seen that much experience from Lubin, but he seemed like he the type of dude that just lived for the moment. He may get up for this moment and do the unthinkable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a tough one. This is a tough one, man. This is a real tough one right here. We gonna see, man. Like I said, I'm not gonna speak on this one. I can't speak on this one, But I'm glad y'all speaking on it. Kirk Jackson, you already said you picking Lubin. Town is picking Lubin. You picked Lubin last week, but you said you want to.
I tell you this.
No, I said I'm leaning slightly. I'm leaning. I ain't picked nobody. I said I'm kind of leaning.
I'll say this too. I'll put it like this. The special qualities I saw in Errol Spence when he was at about 5 or 6 fights in. Mm-hmm. I saw some of those same special qualities in Lubin.
I agree with you.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
These two young men fight like they want to be great, like they want to be all-time greats. Mm-hmm. They don't just want to be champions. Mm-hmm. When they get in the ring, they are fighting like they want to be mentioned with Ray Leonard's and Ali's and Robinsons and everybody. You know what I'm saying? These young men are they fight like they want to be all-time greats, and you see it in them, man, and you see the skill in that too. So that's the only thing that's made me think about it just a little bit though is
real quick
his age,
before
man.
I forget real quick. Shout out to my man Ed Valencia for donating in the super chat. I appreciate it, guys. Once again, y'all know this is a full-time hustle, man. So anybody want to show your love, you could go ahead and donate in the super chat. We appreciate that over here, man. So shout out to my man Ed Valencia. That's what it is, man. All right, go ahead.
For sure.
Go ahead,
For
Mil.
sure. Yeah, and what I was saying was, you see qualities sometimes, man, in a fighter that you just don't see. You see that little bit of edge, man, and I see it with Lubin. I saw it with Spence. You see it in certain fighters, but he's so young, man. He's 21 years old. And I don't know. Man.
It's a tough one. I mean, once again, the pedigree of Jamel. The pedigree of Jamel. You got Jamel sparring with Errol Spence. And then you got us comparing Lubin to Errol Spence. I mean, this is a tough one, man. This is a really tough one, man. Let's go ahead and take another call, guys. We're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. We appreciate you guys. And thanks for my man Houston. I'm going to go ahead and let you go, all right, man?
All right, appreciate it.
All right. Hey, good talk, fam. Take care, man.
I don't know if somebody was just joking in the comment section, but they talking about Khan would stop Charlo.
Khan was sorry. Oh, well, you guys wasn't even worth mentioning, man.
I know, man. They got to be trolling.
They doing open mic comedy. That's all that is. All right, let's go ahead and take another call. We got 832. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
It's your boy Jimmy J. Smooth out the 832.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Man? What's up, man?
It's an honor to be on the same phone line with my brother Town Biz and, of course, yourself, brother Dante, as usual, man.
What's going on, Jimmy? That's what it is, fam. What's good, man?
But I gotta say one thing, man. What's up with my boy Danny Garcia picking one of the putty patrollers?
He said the putty patrol.
He said the putty patrol. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh that.
Bam Bam Rios is the sure osmosis definition of a putty patroller, man. What's up with Danny Swift Cherry Picker Garcia? Not Swift Garcia, but Swift Cherry Picker Garcia picking putty patroller. Bam Bam Bam. You Bam Bam Rios, all right. We gonna Bam Bam upside your head.
Bam Bam. Oh.
Punching bag, man, for real.
I don't know, man. I don't know what he want. Like Kirk was saying a minute ago, he'll look good. I mean, he gonna look good in this fight. I mean, it's a name.
Danny ain't got nowhere to go, man.
Man,
it's like you get kicked out your parents' house. Right? You can't go back home. You know what I mean? You know your girlfriend, y'all done broke up. You can't go to her house.
Man.
You're like, I'm just gonna sit on this damn bus stop. You know what I mean? Danny on the bus stop right now. I mean, he can't go back to. He can't go to Errol Spence.
He can't go back.
He can't go to Errol Spence's house.
No.
He can't go to Keith Thurman's house.
No.
But you know what? But I will take a.
He ain't going to Sean Porter's house either.
He can't go to Sean Porter's house. But Keith Thurman. That was a competitive fight, and Keith Thurman did show him more respect later on in the fight.
Right.
I guess Keith got caught with something because Keith started showing him a little bit more respect. Because Keith, all of a sudden he was fighting like a lion, and then all of a sudden he started boxing. So he must have felt something from Danny. So I give Danny credit for that one. But that's still a tough house to go back to. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
Yeah, man.
He can hang with Thurman.
He can hang with who?
He can hang with Thurman. I think
Yeah. You're right. It was a competitive fight. But we know he could damn sure go to Brandon Rios' house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they open. Right. They got the door wide open.
Hey,
They got dinner ready. You can stay as long as you want. You ain't even got to pay rent. You ain't even got to pay rent. Oh man.
I don't think.
We gotta get Brandon. We gotta get Brandon on the show, man. We gotta get Brandon on the show because I know Brandon loving this though. I mean, this is obviously fueling him.
Yeah.
So we gotta get Brandon on the show to talk about this.
He go to Brandon. He go to Brandon's house. He go right in there, open the fridge. He open the fridge. He leaving the toilet seat up.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. He drinking out of people's orange juice.
He eating the big piece of chicken. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He's sitting on that one lazy boy that's supposed to be
for pops.
For pops, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Danny getting it in, boy.
He do what he wanted at that house.
Danny doing what he wanted at that house, man.
I don't think anybody trying to go to Errol Spence's house. So
no. They don't want to go over there.
That's a gated community.
Nah, it's condemned. You know what I'm saying? It's condemned. It ain't even built yet. So I mean,
that's what it.
And I keep on telling people, Errol Spence is the modern day Mike McCallum, where everybody.
Thank you. Thank God somebody brought that up.
175 avoid him.
Excellent.
Mike McCallum.
Thank you. Somebody finally brought that up. I said that on my channel. You ain't never lie.
Hey,
the body snatcher.
Hey, and shout out, I'm caught right now because I'm going back and forth to the chat section. Shout out to my man MP4 Vids. Donated, man. We're going to go ahead and get a bell, man, and go ahead and shout him out, man. Put him on that new media train. So they on that new media train right now. That's what we gonna get. We gonna get us a train little sound effect, man. So shout out to my man MP4 Vids. I appreciate you guys showing love in the comment chat section. You know, that's what it is. If you guys want to donate, man, if you want, you want to go ahead and help the movement, new media, you guys could donate in the super chat area. All right. So yeah, man, that's what it is. But yeah, Jimmy J. So I guess that means you picking Brandon Rios by a landslide, right?
No, man, I'm picking Swift Cherry Picker by KO, man. Eventually hit him with a
He
left
said
hook.
Swift Cherry Picker. Damn. This man.
Swift Cherry Picker.
Okay, but I gotta
get on that Triple G versus Canelo fight. By the way, I had Canelo winning, but not by much, really. You know what I'm saying? But I think what Triple G should have did was sell out in the ninth round, because I think the ninth round was Triple G's best round, and he should have went for it in the ninth round.
Right.
And I think, like, I had Canelo winning the last 3 rounds, which the judge had the same thing too. So I think when you give away my boxing saying is always never get knocked down in the last 3 or 4 rounds, and never give away the last 3 rounds, because the judges is going to look at a fight differently, and the judges had Triple G up in those last 3 rounds going into the 10th round. So I think if Triple G had at least tried to go for it, he probably would have won that fight. But I think he should have went on and sold out and went for it.
I mean, think about this, Jimmy J. Smooth. Imagine if Floyd Mayweather had the natural size, the natural power, and the youth of a Golovkin, and he's going against Canelo Alvarez. You see what I'm saying? Can you imagine how different that would? I mean, Floyd already dominated Canelo being 20 pounds smaller. He was 15, 20 pounds smaller than Canelo. Imagine if he was in Golovkin's, boots, right?
Right.
If he was in his shoes, So my point is, like you just said, adding on to what you just said, Jimmy J. Smooth, the fact that Golovkin, just like Julio Cesar Chavez said, we didn't see the monster. We didn't see big drama show. We didn't see Mexican style.
Oh, man.
That's what Chavez Sr. just said. You know what I mean? We seen a guy who was playing it safe, a guy who was afraid to go to the body. When you're an aggressive fighter, you would think that's natural. You go to the body. We seen how Errol Spence went to the body against Kell Brook,
and that's essential for a Mexican style fighter.
Absolutely,
going to the body.
Thank you.
So much for being an unstoppable force.
An unstoppable force, huh? But once again, now competition, and he done stepped up in competition, and now we starting to see a mortal, basic Golovkin.
I thought he could knock out anybody from 154 to 168. Last time I checked, anybody means anybody. So Jacob should have got knocked out. Canelo should have got knocked out. So what's up, man?
What's say, Jimmy J?
What's
He
up?
knocked out Kovalev, right?
Yeah, yeah, we know who knocked out Cole and moved up in weight. You talking about Ward, or you being sarcastic about Golovkin?
In sparring, he knocked out Kovalev, didn't he?
Well,
with the body, but that's sparring though. That's not the same thing though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could have, it don't. That's not an actual fight. But Ward moved up in weight and did it where it was official.
Right.
He moved up in weight and did it. So once again, it's always the opposite of reality, right? They'll tell us, these fighters is boring. These fighters that are feather-fisted. Andre, remember they kept saying Ward can't knock nobody out. They kept saying that.
Yeah,
he don't knock nobody out. He can't knock nobody out. And then like Kirk just said, you got Ward knocking out, the boogeyman Kovalev at a higher weight class, and then you have Golovkin who was supposed to do that, to Canelo.
Right.
He was supposed to do that to Canelo and couldn't do it.
But I told people about Kovalev years ago, because from what I understand, he's been knocked out at least 3 times in the amateurs. It could have been once, but I know he's
and a couple times in sparring too.
Well, they said Beterbiev knocked him out in amateurs, so they say, but no footage. But they did say Beterbiev knocked him out in the amateurs.
Speaking of Beterbiev, that fight has been that Coling fight has been upgraded to the world title fight.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, not the Eliminator. It was supposed to be an Eliminator, but now it's a world title fight because Andre Ward vacated, so he left all those straps out there.
Okay.
And another thing with Sullivan Barrera, remember I was trying to say the other day when you was on live, Sullivan Barrera was kind of upset because he was supposed to have been next in line for that WBA title shot.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
Bivol, the cat I've been telling you about, they're sidestepping. They're pushing Barrera to the side, and now he's gonna fight like the number 12th ranked guy for the title.
So that Bevo get a break like a mug.
Yeah, he getting the break. He getting the break.
He getting a serious break.
He's only like 10 fights in.
Can't Barrera file a lawsuit against them for that?
I think he can, man.
He can, but then in a lot of cases you don't win, except for Lennox Lewis. Because keep in mind, he did sue Mike Tyson to get that fight. Keep in mind, Mike Tyson wanted a tune-up fight before Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis sued Mike Tyson and won, and that's how that fight happened. I was mad at Lennox Lewis for years for doing that shit to Tyson because I was such a big Tyson fan. So it can be done, but will it be done? Because keep in mind, when you hire a lawyer, got to spend some money. Mm-hmm. So you got to wonder if Solomon Barrera willing to spend money to get his fight.
Yeah. Hey, Mill, but he been grinding, man.
What happened to the talks of Kovalev Barrera?
It fell through, and because now Kovalev is fighting Shabransky.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just wondering what happened to the talks though, because Barrera Kovalev would
because I think Barrera was waiting to get that call for that WBA title.
Oh, okay.
And so that was supposed to come, but in Barrera, man, I got to give it to him, man. The cat been grinding. He knocked out Shabransky. Mm-hmm. He beat Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith, knocked him down. I mean, he's had like 4 or 5 fights, about 3 or 4 fights since he fought Ward, and I think he's shown some growth since that period, man. So I got to give it to him. And the cat has been grinding, and I think he deserves that shot, man.
And we got a decaf. We got a decaf in the comment section. He said, this is how they talk. Ward's a disgrace. He's a cheat. He's a joke, is what he said. Hey, I want you to call in, man. I want to get some decafs to call in. Y'all always in the comment section, but y'all always afraid to call in, man. I want y'all to call in, and if you do call in, go ahead and just put your area code in the comment section, and we'll make your ass priority. All right,
priority.
So y'all go ahead and call in because
I want to hear him explain.
Yeah, that. I want you to explain this. Go ahead and explain it. But see, they won't do it though because once again it's therapeutic for them to just say stuff to make them feel good, but they don't want to be confronted with anything that makes sense. So they won't do it. They won't call in. But yeah, man, decaf, feel free to call in. Hey, you disagree with anything that any of us say, go ahead and call in. Because if you just doing drive-bys in the comment section, you're only doing that because you know that what you're saying is not true. It just makes you feel better. Exactly. It makes you feel better. It's therapeutic, man. That's what it is.
Hey,
I want think about that. How crazy is that? You notice when you do a video or anything going on the internet, they will fill up the comment section, flood it, right? But soon as they have an opportunity to call in and actually explain the rhetoric, they're nowhere to be found.
Hey,
but they're nowhere to be found.
Hey, call in though. Call in because this Dante's Boxing Nation.
Please call in.
Yeah,
Dante's Boxing Nation. We educating the boxing public one decaf at a time.
Yeah. They won't do it because they know they say these bastards are telling the goddamn truth. But I don't want to hear it, so let me put some.
I don't even think he's calling us bastards.
That's the thing, man.
Oh yeah, well that's
you being nice by saying he calling us bastards. You know what he really called us.
Hey, you know that. You already know that.
Everybody on the line, Jimmy J and Kirk, y'all can chime in too. I mean, where are we ranking Ward? I mean, first we'll say light heavyweights over the past 25 years. Or are we gonna go with
Ward? Where we rate Ward?
Where we rating Ward? Or are we gonna go? Are we gonna rate him as a super middleweight, light heavyweight? Did he do all that he needed to do? He had 2 years off. Did that hurt him? Does that hurt his?
Why would that hurt him when he came back? And I mean, shoot, somebody could take off 10 years, just disappear. If they come back and beat a couple pound for pound champions, it don't really matter how long.
Like Bobby Fischer, huh?
Yeah,
the chess game.
You could be like Tom Hanks on that island, for years. Yeah. You come back and beat Kovalev. You know what I mean?
I got you.
It don't matter how long you was on that island. So I don't even just look at him.
Hey, what you say, Kurt? You think his legacy is cemented, or did he need to do more?
No, he cemented. I mean, the bulk of his work was done at 168, obviously, but I think his most significant victories were at 175 with the Kovalev victory. I mean, it's. I don't know how you rank him as a light heavyweight, just because you also have to go at longevity and and title defenses and things of that nature. And I wouldn't want to disrespect any of the other light heavyweights throughout history in regards to like where I would rank Ward. But I think he's the best super middleweight I've seen for sure. And to me, he's an all-time great. I don't know where I have him, but to me, he what he's done is cemented. He's done everything that we can ask for him. He's beaten more pound-for-pound fighters aside from Floyd Mayweather than we've seen in recent memory.
Exactly.
And,
did he need more title defenses? Did he? And this is questions that people are going to ask about him.
People bringing up Adonis Stevenson, they said, well, he didn't fight Adonis. But once again, this goes back to, the narrative when we talking about Floyd Mayweather. Who are we comparing him to? If we say Floyd didn't fight Golovkin, or Floyd didn't fight, but he didn't fight Hopkins, but he didn't fight this guy, who are we comparing his accomplishments to?
To himself.
So when Andre Ward, who has a better resume than Andre Ward right now at the light heavyweight division, or even the super middleweight division? Nobody. Adonis doesn't. You know what I mean? So if we comparing Ward to Adonis, Adonis doesn't have the resume that Ward has.
Adonis' resume has been very subpar the last few years, man. If you look
especially compared to Ward.
Yeah, if you look at some of the guys he chose to fight, let's just keep in mind, nobody didn't want to see him in a rematch with Funfar. Nobody gave a damn about that fight. And now they're saying he finally about to fight his mandatory in Alvarez, but we got to see. To be honest with you, he basically what Adonis Stevenson did that pissed me off. Basically, he held on to this whole excuse about, or whatever, whoever you believe about, that the Kobolov fight didn't fall through because Caffey Duba didn't want to do a purse bid, so he held on to that. Oh, well, nobody wanted to fight me because I never really heard him calling out Andre Ward until Andre Ward signed to fight another fight. And you know who was famous for doing that? Manny Pacquiao. Every time Floyd signed to fight somebody else, then Manny Pacquiao calls out Floyd Mayweather. But when Floyd's available, then you don't hear shit from him. So that's pretty much the same thing Adonis Stevenson been doing. We've been hearing this dude talk about he the king, baby, and all that type of shit, but when is the king gonna fight somebody? Shit. Yeah. I mean,
hey, Jimmy J, man, I appreciate your time as always, fam. We gonna get to another one, all right, man? All right, thanks, brother.
Man.
All right, man.
Peace.
My man Jimmy J Smooth holding it down, man. That's what it is. Before we take another call, let's get into some more. Let's go ahead and talk about this Mayweather. Let's talk about this Mayweather situation. Go ahead and let them know what it is.
Man. Las Vegas Review-Journal is reporting that a beef between two volunteers at the Mayweather gym has led to a murder. It's shocking. I will say this: right now, there's no connection other than they were volunteers or that they worked at the gym, from time to time.
There's no evidence that it was the Mayweather gym that caused the murder.
Right. And at this time, on August 25th is the day that they're saying that the murder occurred. An individual by the name of Abdul Muhammad, who works at the Mayweather gym, allegedly, and I'm not saying that he did. Those
are the charges.
Those are the charges that he's facing. That he murdered an individual that was also a volunteer at the Mayweather gym, drove him out to the Nevada-California line. Dropped the body off and then drove back to the crib. But investigators have found that the cell phones have been linked to each other. Individual called him shortly after 1 a.m. And then shortly thereafter, the phones go out to the desert, and they're tracking this individual's phone coming back from the desert back to Las Vegas. So, and when they found the individual out in the desert, individual was still wearing a wristband from the Conor McGregor.
The wristband credentials for the Mayweather McGregor fight. That's crazy.
McGregor fight, yeah.
That's crazy.
So, and to get one of the wristbands.
And the picture you guys are looking at, that's the guy who got murdered. I seen him at the Mayweather gym a couple times.
Yeah.
Was it Baldy Smith? Is his name Baldy Smith?
Baldy was the guy that got murdered.
Yeah. So that's him right there.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that's a hell of a story right there.
It is.
The fact that that trips me out. That just blows my mind that they found him with a credential wristband.
Right.
You know,
because that means you have access.
Yeah.
You don't just get. Yeah. Everybody just doesn't get access.
Yeah, and then they tried to conceal. They tried to conceal the body. They tried to hide the body in some bushes, right?
Right,
or
some
something
bushes.
like that.
Yeah,
So,
right off the interstate, right off of I-15, about a half a mile off of the highway, and you know, it's just amazing, man, that you would have something. And I know a lot of people are going to be talking about it because I remember there was an individual, I believe, maybe a year or two ago, committed suicide, or was a rapper or something.
Over his his girlfriend.
Anytime there's anything connected to the Mayweather gym, it runs like wildfire. But I don't see this being connected to Floyd and the people in his inner circle in any way.
Yeah, I mean, because we're looking at this one article where they titled the article "Mayweather Gym Beefs Leads to Murder." How do we even know that it's a Mayweather gym beef? Like they was at the gym beefing, right? You know, but they trying to once again tie it in, like you said, with the Mayweather gym and try to make it seem like, oh, you know, that Mayweather gym, boy, you know, people be getting murdered.
Go down over there. Go down over there.
I mean, it's okay to say that, you know, there's affiliates that was in the gym. You know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of like some McDonald's, you know, customers. You know, they end up getting into a fight or whatever, and you blame it on McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, McDonald's, you know, causing, you know, fights and stuff, you know. So that's pretty much.
Well, it's all because of the name Mayweather. They want to tie anything to Floyd Mayweather negative and shit. And we already know they're going to be clowns that's going to make videos saying Floyd is a murderer and he's tied, which you never heard Floyd's name even mentioned as a suspect, but it's irresponsible journalism as usual. This is the type of stuff that gets you sued. And this is what gets you sued because it's irresponsible. You're trying to like make this seem like, hey, Floyd caused 2 people to get killed, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you said, man. If you have a fight at the you know, the Mandalay Bay or the MGM Grand, you know what I'm saying? Do you blame it on the MGM Grand? Because I sure remember that fight Tupac had, you know, the night. Did you see them blame it on the MGM Grand? No, they blamed it on the black guys. So, I mean, and that's pretty much what they doing now with Floyd because they know it's Floyd. Anything negative that they could tie to Floyd, because as we both know, people cannot stand Floyd. So anything they can tie to Floyd, you know, people like Skip Bayless, they'll love this kind of stuff because they'll love to say, yeah, see what Floyd doing, or the Floyd detractors, the Floyd haters say, see what Mayweather is doing. He's causing, and we both
try to justify their disdain for him, basically.
Yeah, because. And we both been to that gym, and you know that's a very tight. We know. We know what goes
they're real
on.
Strict. They're real strict.
Strict as hell in that gym.
Yeah, they're very strict. So because they already know their reputation is on the line, so they're extremely strict. You know, so we know what time it is on that. But let's go ahead and take another call real quick. We got 503. What's your name and where you calling from, man?
Hey, what's poppin', man? This is Jelani from LA.
All right, Jelani.
Hey, what's good?
Hey, what's cracking, man?
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh man, not much, man. It's 2 things really. I don't trouble y'all about reaching back. I want to talk about heavyweights real quick.
Sure.
Like I have this issue with guys like Dillian White and Jarrell Miller. You know, wanting a championship fight when they haven't even like beat a top 10 or 15. You know, heavyweight. You know, I mean, I don't understand how you crying every time Wilder has something happens with Wilder. Dillian White come along and he starts crying about wanting to get this fight. But this dude hasn't proved shit, dude. He can't even beat Chisora. You know what I'm saying? Like clean. He can't even. I think, but he has like Chisora problems. You know, and I don't get why these guys do that. Like Jarrell Miller, you know, they crying. I want these guys just fight each other. They like 1 through 10. You know, set up some eliminators. You know, I mean, I know that's not what they want, but. I mean, that just would make sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all think about that.
I'll say this, man. I mean, I don't blame a fighter for wanting to just, you know, skip college and go straight to the pros. You know, I mean, if that's if he good enough to do it, you know, or if he thinks he's good enough to do it, I don't blame him for it, you know. But my thing is, you know, I don't like them, you know, basically talking crap about the guy they're calling out just because he is calling, like you said, like the Dillian White situation, how they tried to make it look like Wilder was ducking Dillian White.
I know, man.
But Dillian White, but he was calling out Anthony Joshua.
He's still calling out Anthony Joshua.
The guy that knocked out Dillian White.
Yeah, right.
So
I know.
So that's the part. That's the problem I have with what you talking about. But yeah, but if these fighters, if they want to call out, even if they haven't been proven, if they want to call out the guy all the way at the top, they feel they're ready for it. I mean, more props to them for wanting to take that leap. I mean, because we see there's a lot of fighters that don't want to take that leap. Like you had Panamarev, who they gave an opportunity to fight Errol Spence, for an eliminator.
Right.
He said, no, I'm not ready for that. He didn't want to go to that house. No. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got Jamil, Miller, he want to go to Wilder's house. You know what I mean? So, right. I mean, that's pretty much how I see it, man. I just say be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. Because the thing is, I don't think Dylan White can beat Deontay Wilder, and oh no, I don't. Yeah, see that. he just needs to wait to see, who's left instead of. But I was he needs to be trying to run down Joseph Parker. Or something, Yeah, just stay busy. Eventually, you keep winning. Eventually, and that's the whole thing too. People should learn a lot from Errol Spence because Errol and even King Kong Ortiz, man. I mean, but Errol Spence in particular, he had been calling these guys out forever. And he kept winning. He was persistent. Yep. He kept winning. He kept winning. He kept winning the most significant fights. And now people really have no excuse not to fight him. Right. Even Danny Garcia doesn't really have an excuse, to not fight him. He's a champion. He got a valid reason. He got no excuse. Yeah. Well,
it's gonna be some excuses. It's been excuses so far. I mean,
no, they're gonna use excuses. But I'm saying you have no valid excuse to makes you say, well, I can see that. You don't have one of those type of excuses. Yeah, everybody got an excuse. You know what I mean? What was your other question, bro?
Hey man, let me. Canelo, this Canelo thing, man. I wanted to, I didn't get a chance to talk to y'all after that fight, but man, this is my thing with Canelo, man. Man, this dude had his chance, man, to because I mean, he's clearly better than Golovkin in my opinion. I mean, his skill wise, yeah. Footwork. Mm-hmm. I mean,
I don't know yet,
he had a chance to separate.
Yeah.
He made Golovkin miss. I mean, Golovkin was grossly inaccurate, man. I mean, he was all over the place, man. And Canelo had his chance to just blow this dude out, and he just fell short, man. And I just don't think he's like this. I mean, he's not this cash cow everybody's trying to make him. I mean,
he's definitely not.
Can I speak on that when he's done?
Whenever you want, Go ahead, just tell.
He's not this.
Let him finish. Let him finish, and then I'm gonna chime in on what he has to say.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, man. Sorry about that, man. This dude, man. I mean, he has the attributes, man. He had it. I mean, it was his chance, and I just don't see, getting a draw like Floyd. Floyd's special. Nobody's like Floyd, but I mean, he had his chance to just show himself, and he came to a draw. I mean, it was like he didn't go for it. Everybody said these guys didn't. Nobody went for it. He didn't go for it, and he just danced his way. He did too much dancing. That's all I want to say on that, man. He just did. I mean, it was good. It was good for some parts, but he danced his way to a draw, man. So
once again, in situations like this, you can clearly see the contrast of how good certain other fighters are. Fighters that they say are boring, fighters that they don't want to watch. Like once again, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, when they are in this situation where they have to step up in competition, face a guy who may be stronger, may be bigger, whatever, has some type of advantage, over them, we see them still look impressive. Just like if they were fighting against a guy who wasn't named, Canelo or, Diego Corrales or whoever it is, we still see Kovalev. We still see the same type of skill set, and we still see an impressive win. Right? And that's what I think. That's why a lot of people were talking about, like you talking about Canelo didn't do everything he needed to. And then there was another caller earlier that said Golovkin, or we were talking, it was Chavez that said that he didn't do what he needed to do. Mm-hmm. He didn't do enough. Max Kellerman, who's a huge Golovkin fan, he said that he wasn't impressed. So once again, when these guys stepped up in competition, we didn't see the best. We seen them look very vulnerable. And I mean, that's pretty much what it is. But I have to make some time, guys, and go back and watch the fight because, like I said, I came in, after the third round, and I was up there, at the arena, but I got there late, so I missed the first 3 rounds. But I just asked, everybody, who won, how was it? They said Canelo was looking good, so I just gave all those rounds to Canelo. But me personally, at least what I watched that night, I personally thought Golovkin, he had won, almost all the rounds from that point on,
And the reason why I say that, and the reason the reason I said he won was because it's kind of, I think what the caller alluding to, Canelo had opportunities where he had time, he could have sat down on his punches more. He only fought in spots. Mm-hmm. And if he had fought like he did in certain spots, in those key spots, he would have won that fight. Mm-hmm. But he didn't do it enough.
Yeah.
He had his moments in every round, almost every round, where he sat down on his punches and bang, 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 knocked out, 3-4 punch combinations. Mm-hmm. And then he started moving again.
Yeah.
And then there was no more of that for the rest of that round, or maybe once or twice in the round, but he didn't engage quite enough. And Golovkin kept steady pressure, steady jab, steady throwing the right hand. He was missing quite a bit, but he was steady applying the pressure and touching him, mm-hmm. and touching him. It gives the appearance that, hey, man, this man is dominating this guy. And Golovkin showed a little bit more boxing skill in this fight than he had in previous fights. But with Canelo, it's just that what he did it extremely well, but it was only just in spurts.
But Canelo's main problem is he did not know how to take away or nullify Golovkin's jab.
Yeah,
that jab was giving him all kind of problems.
Yeah, but mm-hmm. Dante, let me say this, man. As a guy that wait, let me say this right quick. As a guy, I watched that fight. Remember, I told you I watched that fight like 4 times, and I came to the conclusion after watching it the 4th time, because at first I had Triple G winning that fight 7 rounds to 5. But if you look at like the 4th round, if you flip that 4th round over, and then you flip the 9th, like the 8th or 9th round over, and make it a Canelo round, you could easily say Canelo won that fight, because Canelo, those power shots he was landing just stood out, and I think that's what kept him in the fight with the judges. But Triple G was just really missing. He was throwing, it looked good, from HBO's perspective, because Jim Lampley is a Triple G fanboy. Triple G was landing punches, according to Jim Lampley, that I didn't see him landing. I thought Triple G missed a lot. I thought the compy box numbers was off, and I had it a draw myself after watching it 4 times. But I will say this about Canelo. They trying to make this dude like a super special fighter, but he isn't. Because let me ask you this: at this point, what is Canelo's significant victory? Every time Canelo has a big fight, it's some kind of controversy behind it. This fight,
that's
weird
true.
Scoring. Yep. The Laura fight, weird scoring. Floyd Mayweather, weird scoring. So, and then the Cotto fight, weird scoring. So it's like with Canelo, what is his standout victory? And that's the problem. He's yet to have that fight where he just dominates. Floyd didn't have those fights.
Yeah, that's my point.
And Canelo hasn't. He's a good fighter, but they're trying to make him what you call an upper echelon fighter, and he isn't. He's good, but he's not upper echelon. He's a dude that's barely getting by on these fights.
I think, honestly, even the biggest Canelo fans and Golovkin fans, even though they're not going to admit it, I think even they watched that and they was like, man, I was really hoping he was better than, and he's not as good as I wanted him to be. He's not as good as I expected him to be. I think a lot, they're not going to say that. They're not going to admit that. But I think that's the perception of many when they watch that fight. Like, damn, he's not as good as I thought he was, But real quick, because it is a super chat. For the cats that gave me donations in the super chat, I want to read their comments. My man Ed Valencia, he says, Sunday Night Boxing with Dante. I dig it. Fremont, California. Better than watching Tube. Appreciate your channel. And then my man MP4 Vids, he said Lubin versus Charlo has a chance to be a fight of the decade. If both live up to what they're capable of, we shall see fireworks.
I believe that. But I wanted to mention that one thing about it. That entire card, that's one of the best cards of the year. It's a sleeper. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, you also still have, you still got Jarrett Hurd and Trout on that card.
Okay.
You got Jarrett Hurd and Trout on that card, and then you still have who's that?
You have Laura on that card too.
Yeah, and Laura and Terrell Gaucher on that card.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real good card.
That whole day is going to be stacked because Leo Santa Cruz fighting that day. He's fighting Chris Avalos, which I think is going to be good. And Abner Martis is fighting Andres Gutierrez. Eddie Ramirez and Antonio DeMarco fighting. That's at in Carson, California also. And then later on that night, George Groves is fighting in the Super 6. So that whole day of boxing is going to be, I'm going to get my stream on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt. Let's go ahead and take another call real quick. We're going to take another call. We got 586. What's going on, man? What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Jesse, calling from Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Okay.
All right.
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
First of all, well, a few things. I started listening to you guys a couple weeks ago, and I love it. Absolutely. My first time calling. But I wanted to know, what do you think about Omar Figueroa against Tank?
Oh, man.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, he says Omar Figueroa against Tank. I think Omar may be a little bit too big for him.
Against Tank?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Once again,
I think he's too big.
This is my thing. I think in any sport, you know, if you leaving the goal open, you know what I mean, it's a very good chance the other team, if they have a good offense, you know what I mean, they're going to win unless they have a terrible defense as well.
Right.
So my point is, Omar Figueroa, any fighter that's easy to hit like that, you know, I just can't see them beating a talent like a Gervonta, because Gervonta is not just skillful. You know, he has power on top of being skillful.
Right.
You know, so
so
he's like a Mike Tyson mixed with a Floyd Mayweather. Not saying he's that good. You guys know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
But so yeah, any fighter that lacks defense, I think Gervonta's gonna have a field day. That me personally.
Okay, but if someone like Orlando Salido fought him, or Gary Russell, I mean, what about one of those guys?
But that's what I'm saying. Wait, because those are two different type of styles, Russell and Salido, and because and see Salido, I don't think Salido is the same as he was before. I mean, he been in so many wars.
Yeah, he got too many miles on him.
You're right. See, but this is the thing. Salido is not a fighter that has a terrible defense. He has an unorthodox. He has an unorthodox type of style. Well, now he gets hit a lot.
Right.
But before, you know, he would come in like kind of like Castillo. He kind of reminds me of Castillo because Castillo when Castillo fought against Corrales, he got hit a lot.
Right.
But then when he fought against Floyd, he didn't get hit a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's kind of like how Salido is. You know, if he fight, you know, go ahead.
No, I just want to say, guys, I appreciate you guys. I don't want to take a lot of time, but I also want to ask, have you guys ever seen Felix Verdejo fight?
Yeah, the Puerto Rican. Yeah, of course. He's been out for a while.
And we waiting to see him fight again. I know the motorcycle accident kind of set him back, and then also he just hurt his back. And he was supposed to have fought last weekend.
And did you see the last? Because I didn't see his last.
I saw his last fight.
I heard they were saying that he didn't look as good as he did before. I didn't see it. I didn't see it though.
I'm sorry.
He fought some Brazilian guy. He didn't look that good.
He did not. He did not look good.
Yeah.
The other thing, guys, is my last thing before I go, but I wanted to ask, who is Cotto fighting in his last fight? Do you guys know?
It hasn't been announced yet, but
there's
it's looking like
him talking Lemieux.
Look like it's Lemieux. Look like it will be Lemieux. Mikey Garcia is a slim possibility, but from what they're saying, Lemieux is almost finalized. But don't quote me on it. But I heard it will be Lemieux.
Okay.
That's a bad fight for Cotto.
You think? Yeah.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be no defense. You don't have to worry about no defense.
I don't know, man. That might be a good. I don't know, man. That might be a good fight. For
I think Lemieux is too big.
Yeah.
Hey guys, keep up the great work.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, thanks, man. We appreciate it. Thanks for calling.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful night.
Hey,
you too.
No problem.
Hey, real quick, Kirk, you want to go real quick before I because I'm gonna get your man on the line. What's his area code?
707.
707. Okay, we're gonna get him on. Right? Is he still on? Oh, there he goes. I see him right there. Hey, Kirk, did you want to say something? We got a special call in. Did you want to say something before I go ahead and take the call, Kirk?
I know that area code. That's my area code. So
Yeah, no, it's another one. No, it's another 707. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and take him. It's my man Nobles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Okay, now, all right, man. All right, what's going on, man? Matter of fact, go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, man. What's going on? 707.
What's good, man?
My man Nobles.
Good,
What's
man.
up, Adrian?
What's going on, Adrian?
Noble, man.
That's what it is. What's going on, man? Hey, man, I like that video on my channel, man. I like that work, man. You know,
I appreciate the love, my brother.
Yeah, you was looking real good, man. Matter of fact, once again, I was cutting you off. Let everybody know who you are. Go ahead and give them your background and everything, man, so they could go ahead and get ready for you.
Yeah, man. So I'm the father and trainer of Derek Noble, currently ranked number 1 in the world at flyweight. We know we're looking to make that pro jump, so we're in the transition, talking to a few people on who we go sign with. But I worked with Manuel Tina Villa as well. He took his first loss against Jojo Diaz and Canelo Chavez Jr. undercard, but he about to bounce back. He was actually supposed to fight last weekend, but the fight got canceled in L.A., man. So I've been working up slowly on the grind, man. But me and my son, man, we about ready to take off and go full blown, man. But I'm just here to talk boxing, man. See what's up with you guys, man.
No,
it's a good thing for the sport. So.
Hey, no, I appreciate it, and I would have got you. I would have got you on earlier, but next time, man, I'm gonna give you another call in, man, so you don't have to be online. We'll have you priority, basically, man. But
good, man. I'm enjoying the conversation, man. Like I said, man, I'm loving, man. This is the good part of boxing that a lot of people don't see about, man. People always see what's going on TV and all that, but this is what really creates the buzz, and this is where the truth is at. Like you said, man, your show is all about the truth, and people can get an honest opinion without being judged or boycotted or blackballed,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And before I ask you what's on your mind with all the stuff we was talking about, Adrian, I want to also ask you, how has the reception been? I mean, because I put together some real good highlights of your son. He was looking really, really good, winning all those international tournaments. How's the reception been since we put that video up?
It's been good, man. Like I said, we've been getting a few calls. We've been going to a few spots, man. My man, Andre Darrell, because we were originally from the A10, man. We just reconnected with him. That was my first time actually seeing him in a long time. He's down here in Oakland right now at Andre Ward's and Virgil Hunter gym. So, we went down and reconnected. They checked my son out, and they liked him, man, liked his pop and stuff. So, so we got some things to work, man. Just a matter of just getting his name out there. And a few cats asked if they could see him sparring. So I said, okay, we'll make the trip down, man, because he's a beast, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of the old school type, so a lot of people have been asking me, like, hey, man, where the more videos out of his fights, man? And I kind of was cut from an old school cloth, so I don't do a lot of recording of fights, and I don't do a lot of recording of sparring. I actually don't record sparring at all because I believe that's a secret. And when you look at it, like the Mayweathers, the Andre Wards, the Terrence Crawfords, the Earl Spence, all those guys that's kind of at the elite level, you don't see their sparring either, man, because that's just a code against boxing, man. So, but what I gave you was actually a special contribute because I, like your show so much, man.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
I don't even when you go on YouTube and look, man, you can't find nothing on him, man, because I believe in keeping it low profile, and he's actually boxing best kept secret. I'm telling you, man, when we make our pro debut and people start seeing what he's about, that's when it's gonna spread like wildfire because he's boxing best kept secret for real.
Yeah, man, the speed was unbelievable, man. The speed was unbelievable, flashy, power, everything, man. So
they thought it was fake, man. People kept asking me did I mess with that camera
when I fast forward? Did you edit it, speed it up? They
kept asking me. I did not do nothing to the camera. It's real.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
Yeah, it was real impressive stuff. Hey, Adrian, so let me ask you. Go ahead.
People who like really know boxing like yourself and all the guys, that we got connects with back on like the Midwest and East Coast, they know him, they know what's up, they know who he is, and they show love. But where boxing is today, man, this is kind of the frustrating part of boxing. Back in the day, like when we was coming up, big time promoters and big time managers, they had scouts to go to certain shows to really see the talent up close in itself.
Right.
Because what you see on camera and what you see on TV is different. And I always tell people, man, unless you actually physically have been in the ring yourself or you can sit ringside very close, you really don't know what's going on, man. And that's why I always tell people, man, I go, because my man, Tom Biz, he was like, hey, they're saying special effects. I'm like, man, if you come actually check them out in person, like like the real scout, real promoter and stuff supposed to do, you will see that it's actually quicker.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you will hear the pop because he walking around at 122,
at the most, he could fight from 122 down, but man, he got pop of a guy that's 130, 135 pounder because we woke up all the time and people tell us that all the time, like, hey man, your son got mad pop, but he a small guy. So that's why I know he got, room to grow, you know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
I just wish the promoters and the managers and all them guys would really get out there and just look at these guys up close, man, so they can see the real talent, man. We live in such a day now where there's so much emphasis on social media. Social media don't tell the real story of the talent. Now, you got to be in the gym to witness it, to really see what's going on.
Absolutely, man. Preach, man. Preach, man. And and let me also ask you real quick, Adrian. So what did you think about all the stuff we talking about? I got another shout out for my man MP4. Gave me another donation in the chat room. Hey, that's my man Money Pal, y'all, showing love in the super chat area. Money Pal, y'all already know his son. We got all the fathers and the prospects hanging with us tonight. You know what I mean? So so that's the Money Pal the fourth. If y'all ain't heard about him, that's another beast of a prospect.
Yeah.
So we got Noble, we got Powell, it's going down. And I'm gonna go ahead and real quick. My man Money Powell, he said Hurd will be tested because Trout is slick. This is Money Powell the third. Great conversation. So
and I gotta agree with him. And I told you I'm picking Trout on that one.
You picking Trout on that one?
I'm picking Trout on that
now
one.
Now you pick Mike Perez now in this tournament now.
I guess because I'm old, I'm going with the old folks. But the reason I picked Mike Perez on that one, he was an undersized heavyweight. He was small for a heavyweight, and I thought cruiserweight was, and he had pop at heavyweight. What he did to Magomedov and that battle he did with Takam, even though that was a close one, Takam was much bigger. I just thought he was an undersized heavyweight, and him moving down to cruiserweight was probably going to be a good fit for him. But in that fight, though, it was a horrible fight with Briedis. And I didn't mean to change the conversation.
And me neither.
I watched. If y'all didn't catch it this weekend, part of the cruiserweight Super
Mike Perez
Super
lost.
8.
Mike Perez lost in this tournament.
I picked him to win the tournament. I just thought that he was going to do better at cruiserweight than he did at heavyweight because I thought that was a better fit for him because he was just undersized at heavyweight. And I thought he had good power at heavyweight, and I thought that he could take that power with him. Briedis, frustrated him. It went the distance, and Briedis did enough to get the win, but he was holding the entire fight.
It was an ugly fight.
It was an ugly fight. Ref took a point in the 10th.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Let me ask Adrian.
Finally.
Let me ask Adrian real quick because this is the toughest prediction right here. I don't know. But Adrian, who wins out of Charlo and Erickson Lubin? Or maybe it's an easy prediction. I don't know.
I'm going with Lubin, man. I'm gonna tell you why.
There it goes.
I like the guys who work hard from the ground up. That's not given anything. When you talk about like a Andre Ward, a Terrence Crawford, and like a Earl Spence, those kind of guys, right? Them guys work from the ground up, and what I see happening, Charlo worked from the ground up too, but I think Lubin just kind of had it tougher, man. He's a quiet guy. He's mellow. He's not all about the flash or things like that, and I think people tend to want to buy into the person who's more popular, and things like that, man. And he's a low-key killer, man, because I actually like the brother a little more myself.
Jamal. Yeah.
I think Jamal, man, when I look at the two of them, I actually think Jamal got just a little more skill set. But I think Jamel is there, nice knocking on the door, man. But I don't know, man. I just got this funny feeling that Lubin, it's going to be a tough fight, man. But Lubin, man, I think got some unbelievable pop that we ain't seen yet. And he also ain't been pushed, man. That's why I try to tell people. A lot of times you try to judge a guy off who he's fought.
Yeah.
And you can't really judge off that, man, because some guys rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been pushed yet.
Right.
And I look at guys like that, like that takes me to, to kind of switch the subject for a little bit, but you take this Rigondeaux fight and Lomachenko fight, right? And what's upsetting about this fight is Lomachenko has been built into a superstar. And I don't like that because you got, what's the name here, Rigondeaux, who has not been built into superstar, who has not been given the same opportunity.
Thank you.
So it's going to be a trap fight, and I hate it for Rigondeaux because he's probably going to lose this fight, man. I'm going to tell you why. Even though he has the more skill sets, and he's naturally a better boxer, and he's proven himself, it's a bait fight and it's a trap fight. You know what I mean? It can mean the same thing, but they have kept him on the shelf. He has not been active.
True.
They're moving him up to
2 weight classes.
pounds.
2 weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that this fight's supposed to be at, and when he's really a 122 pounder. If the boxing fans and the box promoters really want to see the true fight and they want to see what's going on, you got to make it even. It should be at 126.
I agree.
You know, don't make Rigondeaux jump up 2 weight classes when he's been inactive, because Lomachenko's the younger fighter and he's the fresher fighter because he's been active. Give Rigondeaux a couple fights and keep him active, and then make him fight at 126. That's when the fireworks really go happen. And it's more of an even fight, man. But like I said, man, that's the way the sport is. I understand it. It's business. You know, it's kind of like high school. It's who you know, what you about, man. You know, if they want you to be a star, they make you a star. If they don't want you to be a star, they kind of shelf you, man. And unfortunately, I think Rigondeaux will get the short end of the stick of this, and it's not because of his talent. It's just because, like I said, the cards are stacked.
Circumstances.
Yeah. He has Loma has every advantage in this fight.
Every advantage.
And you got the comment section on fire right now, and Adrian. They all like, man, you keeping it 100. You speaking facts and all kind of stuff, man. So they loving your feedback right now, man. But yeah, man, that's man. I mean, no doubt about it. You know, every advantage. You know, he's moving up 2 weight classes. When he fought against Donaire, Donaire was already 20 pounds bigger than him at 122.
I know.
You know, so he's older, he's shorter. You know, so
yeah. See, this is what they've been doing. We all know what's going on with boxing. We know for the last 5 years it's been the anybody but the brother theme that's been going on with the Eastern European fighters. So now what they want to do with Lomachenko, this is the guy that they can use to say, oh, he's pound for pound the best fighter in the world. Keep in mind, you know, basically Ringo had to succumb to everything. You know what I'm saying? All they wanted this dude to do is make it even. You know, it could have been at 126, but no, Lomachenko, he has all the advantages. And if he wins this fight, then they're gonna come in droves saying, "Oh, give him his respect. Look who he beat, Ringo, a dude that keep in mind, a few years ago, most people said that Ringo wasn't shit anyway. So you can't win for losing with this dude. Now, if Ringo wins this fight, guess what they're gonna say? Oh, Lomachenko only had 10 fights in and he had a loss. But then if you know what I'm saying? But if he wins, dude, you guys won't give him his credit, man. You guys are haters.
Rigo was already cursed for beating Donaire. I mean, if you notice, I mean, you're supposed to be celebrated after your biggest win.
Let me tell you, man.
You know, he was cursed. HBO wanted to kick him off. I mean, it was like he did something bad. They did. Yeah, they did. They exiled him basically.
Remember, he was fighting. When was that he fought over in China?
No, they're the next Pacquiao. That's what they were trying to do.
What's that? Yeah, they wanted. HBO pushed that narrative. HBO started that narrative. You know,
you're right, Kirk. You're right.
Soon as Donaire, is that Adrian? Yeah. He hung up.
No.
You said that's Adrian talking. That's Adrian talking.
Lomachenko, I don't want to take credit from Lomachenko, right? Because Lomachenko is nice, man. Like my son, I actually have my son watch some of Lomachenko for his footwork. He has great footwork. You know, he's a great boxer. I can't take nothing away from him, but at the end of the day, man, the truth is they've given him more opportunities than they've given Rigondeaux. But I want to talk about Canelo real quick because I actually like Canelo Alvarez a lot, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a brother, you know, but I want to give Canelo love too. I'm gonna tell you what happened with Canelo in this fight. He was expecting for Gennady to be a monster, right? To be just a monster. And he really worked on his defense, and you can see that.
I saw that.
What happened with Canelo, where he messed up at is he worked on his defense so much, and when he actually got in the fight, it actually was easy for him. Everything was working that he worked on. So it put him in a mindset. I always tell guys this, man. It's very hard for fighters to make adjustments when you only go in there with a one game plan. Mm-hmm. You have to always teach my son, man. You always have to have 3 steps. You want to be 3 steps ahead on the business side and the ring side, and you don't want to go more than that, because if you go more than 3 steps, then you allow yourself to get trapped to where you're having to reverse. So you only want to go 3 steps ahead, but he didn't do that. He had a game plan A, and he stuck with it. Because if his trainers and them would have identified, they would have said, hey, man, you know what? This guy can't hurt you, and you're making a miss. Settle down a little bit more and actually walk him down now. Canelo could have stopped him.
Yeah.
You know, and
it could have been a possibility.
I like Gennady a lot too because he works hard, and not everybody's gonna have skill sets like Mayweather, right? Like every fighter's different.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
You know, he was a monster. His game plan was to go forward and bomb rush, and he didn't do that, man. And I'm gonna tell you, he didn't know how to cut the ring off. He was gun shy on a lot of his shots. He never committed to any shots. So actually, when I scored the fight, I could have saw the fight being a draw or even maybe one round for Canelo, because what people always forget is that, Gennady may have been the aggressor, but that's not the judging criteria. The judging criteria is effective aggression.
Effective aggression.
And if you're not cutting the ring off and you're not committing to your shots, that's not effective aggressiveness. And I wanted Canelo to win this fight so bad, man. Like I said, I put money on it, man, and big money on him to win the fight, actually, because I felt he was the better skillful guy. But I think his trainers did us some disservice, man, because when they realized that Gennady wasn't what they thought he was going to be and he was making a miss, they could have had Canelo do a little bit more, and I think he could have stopped him, man. But I think if the rematch happened, Canelo clearly has the advantage because of those things, because I don't think Gennady can make adjustments on this fight.
Man, that's a tough one. Hey, let me bring Money on. I just checked my phone. I didn't know you were online. What's going on, Money?
Hey, man, what's happening? How's everything for you guys?
All right, man.
Outstanding.
Hey, thanks for the love, family. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, always, family man, always.
What you think about this
conversation?
What you think about this conversation? And you hear my man Adrian Noble. He got another young lion, Derry Noble, coming up, man. Just like you got Money Pal, man. So y'all bringing the next generation in, man.
Man, that's where it's at. You know, it's always good seeing these young lions coming up. You know, and then seeing what they're going to, give the boxing. And Money's training hard. He's ready for his next fight coming up. I don't know the actual opponent. I think the guy's name is Antonio Urista, but I'm not for sure if he's an actual lock or not, because I know that he had an issue with a hernia. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Hey, well, congratulations. Come around this way. Congratulations on that knockout win, man. Hey, did you notice that your boy he threw a Superman punch? Did you notice that? Did you catch that?
I know. Oh, we all had a good laugh when we saw him do that. We said, "Oh man!"
Oh man, that caught me off guard, man.
That was a sign of pure desperation. I mean, because he was getting nailed with all kinds of shots, both up and downstairs. And to me, the guy's threshold for pain is pretty good, because I don't think you can land that many shots that hard, that often, and still be able to stand in reference to them landing through your body that way. But he wore down, you know, and also this guy had fought back in the end of August against Charles Conwell. The guy, may not be, the guy is tough.
He's
man.
been around.
He's kind of like a Rocky-like.
Yeah, a tough, durable journeyman. That's cool, and that's exactly what you're supposed to be having when you in your third going into your fourth fight, right? So yeah,
that's right. You need these guys now, early to help build you.
Right.
And also, even if you know that you can probably bomb them out of there, don't do that. You need to work on certain things that have been shown in the gym. Build yourself, and then when you get in there with more of those middle of the road, the upper echelon, I'm used to that now.
Absolutely.
No real biggie. It's nothing new. It's no shock and awe.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Adrian, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, bro, and we'll get you back on the show. Keep me posted with your son, man. All right.
Right on, man. Appreciate it. Much
love, Adrian. Hey, take it easy. Same to you now, Adrian. Take it easy now.
All right, man.
Too, man. Take care.
Hey,
all right.
Okay.
So guys, just in case you just tuning in, that was Adrian Noble. That's the father of Derry Noble, one of the best prospects out right now. If you guys haven't seen this work, go ahead and check his work out on my channel. Some vicious highlights of him in international tournaments and everything. So go ahead and check out that. Hey, Money. So what did you think about some of the other stuff we were talking about, man? You get your boy Danny Garcia against Brandon Rios. Also, I'm gonna throw a couple at you. Also, Luis Ortiz. He said he wants to bet Deontay Wilder that he's going to pass his drug test if they take a hair sample, and he want to bet his whole purse. Your thoughts on any of that, man?
Okay, when it comes to Danny Garcia and Rios, as long as Danny Garcia just keeps boxing, we're going to see Danny Garcia just cruise on by. Now, if he decides to stand in there with Rios and he gets clocked, because Rios is a heavy-handed guy, and if you give him a chance, he can really make a good run of it, then we may have something special. But I don't see Garcia standing in with him. Now, when it comes to, when it comes to Wilder and Ortiz, Wilder has bad luck, and it's very unfortunate because it just seems like a couple of opponents that he's run into have drug testing problems.
Yeah.
So, and it's unfortunate. I did talk to Shelly Finkel about that at one time, and he just said, hey man, all I can do is shake my head at this and just, so I just can't believe it, But things happen. If those two meet in the ring, as long as Wilder can master his jab, I think he'll do well. But with Ortiz putting that much money on the line about passing a test, good luck.
Yeah.
Because it's unfortunate. He has a checkered past. I mean, he's an awesome fighter. He really is. And he has a chance to really go a long way. But the thing is, hey, Wilder has that nuclear warhead in the right hand.
Yeah.
And until everyone that he has hit with his right hand, and with him, being that far behind, hey, man, it is what it is. When he finally lands it, their legs turn into cotton. And they all go down.
Exactly. That's what it is, man. Hey, well, Money, can you hang out for a little bit, man, before I let you go?
Yeah, sure, man. I'm here.
All right. All right, let me go ahead and take another call real quick. I'm going to take another call right now.
You got it now. Okay, then.
All right.
Sure.
So we got 314. What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Dante, this is your boy OG Money from St. Louis, man.
What's going on, man?
What's up, Money?
All right.
Man, chilling, man. Hey, first, I always tell my homeboy, whenever I see Dante, man, I'm telling you, congratulations, man. And I know it's been a while back, but checking Mikey Garcia on that Donkey Kong picture. And I like Mikey Garcia. But they was in there, man. The entire media, they didn't ask not one question about it.
Yeah.
Even though I think he still shied away on the elevator, they was laughing. And I like that. They don't think he's a racist man for nothing, man. But I still just think he knew what he was doing with that picture. That's why he ain't put no caps or nothing. But I want to
I appreciate.
I want to touch on
go ahead.
Canelo and Golovkin. I felt like Canelo won the fight. I heard what Tom Pearce was saying about him not really going forward. I just felt like the narrative was going in was, everything was supposed to be Canelo couldn't take the power. Canelo, was gonna go up there. Golovkin go stop him at 8, and he made that man look like he made him look normal, man. That man power didn't look like nothing. And I think it was on the thing of the body shots early on. Now I get Triple G all the credit in the world. He kept the pressure on, but the pressure wasn't effective. You know what I mean? Like, he was landing a lot of jabs. Like, Canelo was on the ropes, man. He tapped him like 3 times on the head. They counted for 3 jabs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, them jabs weren't effective at all, So I think Canelo won that fight, man. And I understand they said he could have took over and did this, but I just felt like Canelo landed the hardest shot in the right spot. And I think every time they stood toe-to-toe, Canelo got the best of Triple G. And Triple G was going back himself. You know what I mean? Now, people keep saying Canelo fought in spots. Ain't no fighter go fight the whole 3 rounds.
No,
Canelo got gas problems.
And I agree with you. You're not going to see somebody.
I just still think Canelo, he needs to learn how to, do a pull counter. He needs to learn how to, kind of take that jab. Because if he could have took the jab away from Golovkin, the fight would have been a lot more easier for Canelo, I believe. So that's the main thing he needs to work on. Because I think the jab kept offsetting him and forcing him to reset. But go ahead, Milt.
Yeah, and that's exactly.
Yeah. I want to touch on the Wilder and the Wilder and Ortiz. I feel like Ortiz knew what he was doing, man. I think they had the blood pressure stuff scripted, so if they do get caught, they had it as a backup plan.
I can see that too.
People keep saying, I don't think that fight should continue. I feel like Ortiz need to learn a lesson, man. Because if he get away with it and the fight continue, even if they do ban him, it's still a win-win for him. And I know Wilder missing that paycheck and he won it, but he's still fighting though. But I just don't feel like that fight should have went on. Everybody keeps saying it's Wilder's fault and all that. It's Ortiz's fault, man.
Yeah.
That's why Wilder said that's why that man missed that fight.
he missed that flight for that reason, man. Because you ain't missing no press conference. I know what's going on, but he ain't gonna miss no press conference. And with the one thing with Charlo and who is my boy
Lubin.
I feel like Charlo go get him. I feel like Lubin is ready. People saying is he ready or not? I just feel like the adversity for it, man. What happened when Lubin get hurt or something? Could he handle it? I know Charlo hasn't been hurt for real, but in the John Jackson fight? He was down on that cord. No, he had to fight his way back. So he did face a leg adversity. I feel like he fought the better opponents. But Lubin, that boy is skillful, and he got the right little nickname for his hands because that boy got power in both hands.
Yeah, he does.
You got to respect that power. You got to respect that power.
But
then on this one too, Dante, Danny Garcia, man. Him and Dante, you ain't giving Sean Porter another one, man. He ducking Earl Spence too. I feel like him and Danny, they use that. We go fight each other as a smoke screen to keep Earl out the picture. You know what I mean? To try to make Earl find another opponent. But at the end of the day, they knew they was looking for lesser. They was looking for lesser talent to fight. And I respect the whole 140 pound class. But the top 4 welterweights: Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Earl Spence. They keep crying about their fight Thurman, right? They keep saying, "Oh, we want Thurman." Both of them keep saying they want Thurman. Like they don't even acknowledge Spence, Dante. I know you see that, man. They don't even put that man's name, and that's the crazy part. We shouldn't have to wait for Terrence Crawford to come up with 140. Even though him and Spence ain't gonna fight, immediately, but we shouldn't have to wait for Terrence Crawford to come up with 140 to say he can get a super fight, man. After he did everything they asked him to do. You know what I mean? He did everything they asked him to do.
Absolutely.
Man. And I feel like Al need to make that happen, man. I feel like Thurman need to come on back from Gandhi land. Honeymoon ain't that long, man.
Gandhi land,
huh? Honeymoon ain't that long. Yeah, come on back to
Nah, it's more like the golden child.
Get your tune-up fight, you know what I'm saying, and get ready for Earl Spence. I just feel like it's wrong, man, how they playing that, man. Like, I just think the interview with Earl, man, where he ain't really want to say it about Sean, but you can tell he knows Sean ducking too. Sean and his daddy, and I love Kenny Porter, but him and his daddy, they buck dancing around Earl Spence, man. Like Porter gonna say, he just don't feel like Earl Spence is on, that guy or that man, but he beat the man that beat you. He ain't got your IBF scrap. Credit he beat my boy Devin, and I was mad at Sean for that. But at the end of the day, you can't be buck dancing around Earl Spence, man, because you're a top fighter, and I respect them all, but get that man this shot, man, that being great. They running from that man for a reason, man.
Yeah.
That just ain't right to me.
Hey, good stuff, man. Real good stuff. And we just talked about it. We talked about it earlier, though. Like I said, with Errol Spence, he done put himself in a position to where he's pretty much he's forcing these guys to fight him now. I think Keith, there's no doubt about it. Keith, he tried to delay that fight for as long as he could, push it, as far back as he could for good reason. But I believe that Keith Thurman, he's going to take the fight in 2018. Matter of fact, I think Al Heyman actually wants to make that fight,
I think so too.
Early 2018.
They're just letting it build up. I think it happened at the right time.
Remember, I don't know if that was you, Dante. I know Thurman did an interview where he said he could see him and Spence fighting at the end of this was in 2015.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. He said, He says,
remember?
He said around 2017, with a quarter on it. He said something like that. But
quarter on it. That time
we here.
That time to fight that quick,
That time to fight that quick. Go ahead, man.
I don't think he's afraid of this. I don't think he's afraid, man. But it's just the point, like they counting on them O's, man. They counting on them O's, and they know, like they seen what that boy did to Kell Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they just think like, man, this man, cause like my man said, Earl gonna end up hurting somebody in that ring, man.
Marcellus Williams. He said he gonna end up killing somebody.
He gonna end up hurting somebody in that ring, man. And it's like he ain't talking now, but now he's talking because on that interview, say he number one pound for pound. You know what I mean? Free smoke for everybody.
Free smoke for everybody could get the smoke, huh?
This one too, Dante. Danny Garcia just came out discrediting Crawford's resume.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't like when fighters try to discredit resumes, man. But I think Earl told Crawford, go get the belt in your stable over there in top rank and come on back and we can make that happen. Danny want to go into all the way who he fought, he ain't fought nobody. He want to bring up Victor Post to say, oh, he the only credible win, but he ain't really did nothing in boxing. Last time I remember, you ran from Victor Post. You know what I mean, he ran from Poster. People can say he didn't, but that man ran from Poster, man.
Well, one of the easiest things for Danny to do is just go ahead and work out that contract with Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
You know, that'll solve all of that.
Yeah.
That's
what I say. They got.
He don't want none of that.
They fought each other. Yeah, the daddy Angel said what he said. So that fight is sell, man. But he gonna stay away. That's why he discredited Earl, saying Earl ain't doing enough. He's still green to keep his name out of Earl. After Earl's sweepstake. Now he discrediting Crawford to keep his name out of Crawford's sweepstake. You know what he's doing. He's a clever dude. I respect him. He can fight, man. Danny can fight. I take nothing from him. But they need to give us the fight we want to see, man.
Hey,
they running.
no.
Like, he better hope. My bad, Dante.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, you better hope Brandon Rios in the cherry pick going wrong, man.
Oh man, hopefully it's not a Jeff Horn. Hopefully it's not a Jeff Horn situation. You know,
cherry pick gone wrong.
Yeah, cherry pick.
Sarah Vesey.
Sweet, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, once that man in shape, he gonna get hit a lot. But if he can take Danny's shots, man, and we know Danny can gas down at the end, we can sit that in down fight. We sit that in a few fights.
Peterson.
Better watch it, man.
Hopefully, hopefully this brings out the best of Brandon Rios. You know, just hopefully he does. You know, just come out and just really. You know,
I just wonder what he has left, though. You know,
he back with Robert Garcia, though, right? Rio's back with Robert Garcia too.
Is he?
I'm not sure.
I don't think is he with Robert? I don't. He is.
Yeah, I just think and they link back up.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know they got back together.
Another fight that's coming up that I keep questioning why they putting it together is Gabe Rosado is fighting Glenn Tapia.
Yeah, man. I don't
want to see that.
I don't either, man.
Glenn Tapia Jr., he should be able to stop that, man. Glenn Tapia Jr. need to go to modeling or something after that.
Did you say modeling?
Yeah.
Hey, but I will say shout out to Glenn though, man. He was a cool cat. I met him.
I like him.
Yeah.
Hey, coming back. He got that Roy Jones syndrome. You know,
yeah,
wake up and say,
it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Yeah, when you get knocked out like that, you do want to kind of think about probably hanging it up. You know what I mean? But hey, bro. I got to let you go, man. You touched on everything, fam. What's up?
Yeah. Well, just Laura and Terrell Garcia gonna be a hell of a fight. I think.
Oh, that's a good one.
Laura body and come down and make them fight. And with Austin Trout and my man Jared Hurd, I feel Tom Biz Trout might can get that fight on 7 Flag of how Trout fight Charlo. He gave Charlo his toughest fight. You know?
Yeah, no doubt.
Corners, man. He always come to state and he always come to fight. You know?
Right.
But I appreciate you, Dante, man.
Hey, I appreciate.
Can I get a plug?
What's going on? What is it?
Follow my channel, man, on YouTube, Money Brown TV.
There it is.
Money Brown.
I'm small potatoes, baby. I'm small potatoes.
Hey, man, keep calling in, man, and we'll keep plugging it. All right, dog.
No doubt. I appreciate you, Dante.
All right, likewise.
Is Money Pound Eddie Murphy nephew?
He said it's Money. No, man.
No.
But he's on the.
Not related, man.
He's on the line, though.
People keep thinking that's a little bit like Money because of the half afros on them.
Right. All right.
Take it easy.
Take care, man. Take care.
Yeah, both of us sporting that TWA.
Oh man,
that teeny weeny afro.
Yeah, I tell you, Money. Man, hey, Money. He touched on everything, didn't he?
He did, man. He covered the spectrum for real.
Yeah, he did.
Man, I tell you.
But I'll tell you, great conversation. Matter of fact, just real quick, Money had gotten a call from someone from Andrade's camp, for him to come up and spar. I'm going to talk to someone. Yeah, and that would be a good learning experience for Money. And actually, I had talked to Ronnie. But I didn't have a chance to actually ask him last weekend when we saw him, hey, can Money come out there and spar with Laura? I want Money to be able to see these guys, because if he can do well with these guys, then when comes the time, later on down the line, I don't even think he's going to see these fellows, but, later on down the line, he'll, have that in his back pocket.
Oh, yeah. That's tremendous experience. Yeah, that's all kind of experience right there. Hey, so let me know, Money, if, you go ahead and get that set up for Money, man.
I sure will.
That's
I sure will, man.
That's
I sure
big
will.
stuff. Okay, hey, Money. Well, is there anything else on your mind, man? Because I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. Anything else on your mind before I let you go, Money?
No, but look, hey, just once again, man, thank you for everything. Hey, I'll be tuned in next weekend.
Thank you, family. I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. I'll catch up with you, all right, man? Keep me posted, man.
Hey, you got it now.
All right, man.
Sure enough.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, before we wrap, man.
Of course. And that was Money Pal, just in case you guys don't know. His son is one of the best prospects in the world right now, Money Pal the Fourth.
Google
if you
it.
guys haven't, Google his name. You'll see my videos pop up. Some of the most vicious knockouts in sparring in his fights. Go ahead and check out his videos. A must-see.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Milt.
Yeah. Another interesting fight I was able to pick up yesterday was O'Hara Davies. He bounced back.
Okay.
Got a 6-round stoppage of.
We gotta talk about that Rung Sai news too. I forgot about.
Oh
that
yeah, O'Hara Davies got a 6-round KO over Tim Farrell for the I believe it was the WBA Intercontinental strap.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he suffered that KO loss to Josh Taylor a few months back, and so he bounced back nicely on that one. So I give him some props on that. Another thing that was coming to my attention was that my man Rungvisai is looking to unify with Estrada. Francisco Estrada before the end of the year. The one way I found out about it because I was looking into the Monster Inoue, and from what I'm understanding, he's trying to unify as well. He said
nobody want to fight him.
Nobody want to fight him. Ancarhas, I can't never get that right. Is
some tough names.
Yeah. The top ranks guy. He fought on the undercard for Pacquiao Jeff Horn.
Okay.
He fought on that undercard. And Cajas, he was on the line for Inoue, and they wanted to do the unification. And all of a sudden, it fell through, and they kept trying to figure out what was going on. Because Inoue, they gave in to every demand that they was asking for, and then eventually they still walked away from the fight.
So they still walked away from the fight.
So they didn't want to fight the Monster. I just want to say, Mr. Beeman, if you listening, you sat over here, right here in this chair right here, man. Maybe you can get the Monster on the line and tell him, hey, you'll take that New Year's Eve fight.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that for the young brother,
Maybe
man.
we get Beeman in here and we try to surprise call up their manager out of nowhere,
right?
Live and see what it's all about. Hey, once again, shout out to my man Ed Valencia. And shout out to Puerto Rico, man. They're going through a lot right now. So make sure you guys keep your praise strong for Puerto Rico, man. I want to shout him out because he gave me another donation. He said, what a way to spend Sunday night. You guys keeping it 100, listening and learning from people who know what they're talking about. Love it. So I appreciate that, Ed. Really appreciate that, man. So
that is nice.
I think we pretty much wrapped everything up though, right?
I think we did. Did
we touch? Let me just check my notes. I want to make sure we hit on everything because I have my notes on. With so much to talk about tonight.
Yeah, because you had mentioned earlier in the week about the Porter Granados, which I think is going to be a good fight. People sleeping on that fight. Yeah. I think that is going to be a good tough fight.
Hopefully the fight is still going to happen because we still trying to figure out what's going on with Wilder and Ortiz now. But
that's true.
Yeah, we touched everything. I think we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, David Haye. We got to talk about that real quick. Let's talk about this David Haye versus Bellew rematch. I want to talk about that before we wrap this up.
Pretty Ricky.
Yeah, Pretty Ricky. I want to go ahead and play a clip, guys. I'm gonna play a clip of what David Haye had to say. If this is queued up. It looked like it's freezing. If this is queued up, this is a little bit of what David Haye had to say about the rematch. So I want you guys to check this out. Let's see.
First off, I'm just very glad and fortunate that this, mega fight has been made. It's a fight that I want. I know, as you can clearly hear, Tony Bellew wants, and more importantly, the boxing fans have been craving for 7 months now. It's a fight that. I didn't believe going into the first fight that Tony Bellew could take, my bombs early. He did, credit to him. And, I took some of his bombs late doors. My corner threw the towel in to save me for another day, and this is the other day. December 17th at the O2 Arena. It's what it's all been about, and I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm glad that Tony Bellew is as confident as he always was, and he's correct. The fact that, as he said, everything he predicted came true. Hopefully his crystal ball isn't working as well as it did last time, but my crystal ball is telling me something completely different. As I said before, I believe.
Okay, I wanted to play mainly that little clip. That full interview, if you guys want to check out, it's an 11-minute interview. You guys could check it out. It's on Randomer. Was that Randomo or a Boxer? We'll go ahead and put the link in the description box. But hey, Milton, I played that because I wanted to ask you, what do you think about David Haye's confidence going into this fight? Listening to what he just said, he said, he talked about Bellew's crystal ball and all that kind of stuff, and he was right the first time. I mean, does he sound confident, or is he just giving Bellew, respect is due? Is he giving him too much respect? Where is his head, right? His mindset right now?
I think he's just giving him respect, because the thing is, and I think I think he knows that Bellew was having difficulty with him while he was on one leg. That I think he knows that this is going to be a different fight this time.
Yeah,
he was injured going into the fight, because there was even a few days before the fight happened, they were talking about he was having problems with his calf and his Achilles. Yeah, that he may have pulled out. But as a professional, he went in and he fought, and he came up short. You could tell when he was injured in the fight, and at the time when he injured himself, he was throwing shots and stepped back incorrectly. And then all of a sudden, the whole demeanor changed, and it changed and the entire fight changed from that point on. And so Bellew couldn't even take him out on one leg, and I think that it's going to be a much different fight. I think Bellew is probably going to try to come in this fight a little more confident than he probably should be, and it's going to be a different story. So, I do believe.
Okay, so you definitely picking David Haye to win the fight.
I'm picking David Haye to win this fight.
Kirk, Town, I ain't heard from you in a minute, man. Who wins that rematch?
I think if David Haye doesn't sustain an injury, I think he wins this fight going away. I think he stops him. I think he stops him probably around the 6th or the 7th round. I think he lands one of those haymakers, and then he gets him up out of there. Because keep in mind, man, he lost the fight really due to an injury. Yeah. And when you get a guy that's fighting on one leg, you supposed to flat out knock him out.
Right.
Yeah. Not, barely stop him. So I see David Haye winning this fight going away. I see a knockout. I see him stopping Tony Bellew, a.k.a. Pretty Ricky, in 6 rounds, man.
there it is.
Pretty Ricky is what they call him.
What they call him.
Hey, Kirk, how do you see the rematch, man? Oh, I think I think we shut the phone lines down because I was going to end the show. Okay. So, all right, guys. Well, that's pretty much what it is, man.
That's pretty much what it is. I didn't go anything past October 14th this week, because that 14th card, we're going to be watching that really close. Starting off in Carson, California, with Leo Santa Cruz and Chris Avalos. Next, Abner Morris and Andre Gutierrez, and Eddie Ramirez, Antonio DeMarco. And in New York, on Showtime that night, it's going to be Erislan De Lara versus Terrell Gaucher, Jermell Charlo versus Erickson Lubin, and Jarrett Hurd versus Austin Trout. Tony Harrison is also on that card. And George Groves versus Jamie Cox in the super middleweight World Boxing Super Series.
And I'll be out there in New York for that fight, guys, that triple header. So I'll see you guys out there, man. That's pretty much what it is, man. For my guests in the building, my man Town Business, anything you want to close out with, man?
Yeah, man. Check out my homeboy Talk Money Kids channel. He just started on YouTube. Shout out to the LDBC, everybody, Ticket TV, everybody, man. Coach, everybody, man. Santi Walton, the one LBZ, everybody that fuck with me, man. Shout out to Oakland, East Oakland, West Oakland, North Oakland. You know what I'm saying? The town in the building, man.
Town.
That's what it is.
What it is.
Y'all heard it from my man Town Business. It's going down, y'all. Next weekend, as always, tune in. And once again, I appreciate everybody donating in the comment section and the super chat section. Next week, Sunday, Pacific Standard Time, 6 o'clock. You know what it is, DBN Radio. It's the nation, baby.
It's the nation.
Yep.